I'm live. Welcome to my
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
welcome to my twisted fucking Minecraft. I'm a
Afternoon?
late streamer today. I'm a late streamer. We're live, we're chilling. How's everyone doing on this fine Tuesday? Crowd control. I have to turn crowd control off. Turn crowd control off.
Whoa.
I gotta turn it off.
Calm down.
Okay, it's off.
You're peeking your mic.
If you refresh, crowd control won't be there anymore. Ugh! What's everyone up to? How's everyone doing? Stream's already going to shit. Yeah, I'm fucking flopping. I'm flopping like crazy.
I'm doing very good personally.
No, I'll lend you a Tokipona book. I don't fucking get Tokipona. I'm not high IQ enough to get it.
It's cute. I think it's cute.
I don't like that it's focused on positivity. I wish it was more negative. I don't.
Here's the thing.
I'm uninterested in a language that doesn't have a bunch of different ways to complain about shit.
I think that what's fun about it is that if it's the language of good and it just sounds like nice and generally nice and like inherently rude or mean things don't really have like a word for them, you gotta work for it, you know?
I think that's fair, but
You gotta really work for it.
I don't know, man. I think that my favorite. Here's my opinion. I'm gonna do a language tier list, okay? English. English is pretty high. English is pretty high. I think English is fucking sick. I think we're overhated and underrated.
I agree.
Language. I'm doing language tier list. There is no language.
Shit, dude.
There is a language tier list, but it's so many languages I don't even know what half of them are. Serbo-Croatian? Like, I don't know what the fuck that is specifically.
Wow, I can't imagine what that could possibly be. No, I think English is tight. I think we have a lot of really fun words.
I think Twitch takes a while to update viewers after you start the stream. It's not like constant.
Yes.
So if I
Irish?
Where I put Irish? I think Irish is I don't really know though. I'm not that familiar with the Irish language.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with it to...
I know it exists, but like every Irish person I know speaks English primarily.
I think that like
so...
words in that region of the world.
If I was ranking nationalities of peoples, Irish should be pretty high. That's
okay.
I'm just saying. But you know what? All nationalities are S tier for me.
I'm just saying.
That's what I say.
When you look at like Scots and Irish,
rank
and
every Italian. Mussolini's fucking bottom. Mussolini's one of the worst Italians. Someone
Oh
fucking asked me to rank every Italian. I'm saying Mussolini sucked.
You could have just said like fucking Mario's top or something.
Okay, Mussolini's awesome. What do you want me to fucking say? Am I not allowed to say?
That's worse, Qweave. That's worse.
What the fucking Christ? Christ almighty.
My God.
I say that a fascist is bad. I get shit on. What's the point?
Literally, all I'm saying is that there's something fun about historical English languages. English tied to language that are tied to English and use like kind of some of the same words and kind of the same letters, but then they're also completely different. I think that's cool.
I've had a rough first 3.5 minutes of the stream. Okay, everything's smooth sailing from here on out. Everything's gonna go good after this point.
Here's my language take, okay?
Yeah.
And this is a hot take, so get ready for it.
Okay.
Fucking Russian.
You don't like Russian?
Get your own fucking letters, dude.
I think Russian sounds
Get your own letters.
I like how Russian sounds
great.
I like how Russian sounds.
Perfectly fine language, don't get me wrong. The fact they'll have like the letter R again, but it sounds and is pronounced completely fucking differently, that's a problem.
Yeah, bullshit.
That's
a
problem,
thing
dude.
to do.
And they're the only ones.
New Yorkian's not a language. It's a.
You look at French and R is an R. Spanish R is an R.
For shit. Sorry,
German,
Russian.
R is an R, you know.
Shit.
Russia, you have an R, it makes like an S sound.
Yeah, stupid, dumb language. Stupid idiots made that language.
You feel the same way Greek letters confuse you? They get a pass because they like started it.
They didn't know shit back then. We figured it out eventually. You know what? Shouts out to fucking Latin. Latin based.
Latin is kind of neat.
Latin's based
like,
as fuck.
Man.
I remember so everyone in high school, you always have to take like your like obligatory language class, and I took Latin. The least useful of the classes. But it was cool. It was like
cool.
tight as hell. There's so many cool Latin words, and it is cool like doing Latin because then you like realize, damn dog, so many of these things we say are Latin. Damn, that's sick. Can I say some Latin for us? I took like 6 months of Latin, like. When was I, like, many years ago? I don't remember any of it. I remember that Ursa is bear.
I mean,
And that's sick as fuck, though. Ursa being bear is sick, though. That one's badass. Latin, here's the thing, Latin, everyone's like, oh, Latin's good because it's the base of so many languages. It's like not that much of the base of so many languages, but it is cool to know. If you're interested in the origin of a bunch of words, Latin's good to know, but it isn't going to make learning anything else actually easier. That's the excuse that nerds give themselves for taking the meme language class instead of a real one.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's valid. I took Latin class because I wanted to read about mythology and learn dumb shit, and that is pretty much all it was. We all had to have Latin names in that class, I think, too. It was sick. One of those ones. German, here's the thing. Half the fun of a language class is you do become culturally educated over the course of a language class. That's like half the point. Like, you learn the language, kind of, but you're not going to be able to learn a language fully from, you know, generally 2 years of a high school language class that you don't go to every day.
Yeah.
Like,
classes are fun.
If you want to learn a language, you do kind of have to do it in your own time, honestly.
I'm going through messages. They speak their own language in Philly. Have you tried ordering a cheesesteak? They use the term whiz-wit, which makes me fucking... I don't like that one, dude. I don't like that that's like an inherent part of ordering a cheesesteak. I don't like it. I don't like that.
Pisses me off. I fucking hate Philadelphians. Terrible people.
It's like a code word.
If I was ranking people from states, Philadelphians would be low tier.
That's not true. That's not even true. Is the Cheese Whiz reference? Yeah.
I've talked about this on stream before. My only Philadelphia memory is when a random woman fucking threw a lit cigarette at me while I was a child in Philadelphia, and that's the only thing I ever will associate with Philadelphia is that fucking piece of shit, fucking bitch, throwing a goddamn cigarette at me. I literally have a scar from it. Like, it made me it ruined my day because I just got a turtle plush from a fucking crane machine, and I felt like that was hot shit, and then I got brought back down to earth like Icarus.
Yeah.
You want to do some tier lists?
I talked about this last time. I'm going to say this because you cut me off last time.
Okay.
The highlight of Philadelphia is at the Franklin Institute. They have a giant model heart that you can walk through, and you're the size of a blood cell comparative. So it's like a big, like, multiple room-sized heart, and you have to, like, climb through the ventricles and, like, crawl through it in the same way that your blood would pump through a heart and circle around. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. It's really scary. They're playing a heartbeat sound the whole time, so it's just echoing through the room. And it's a little bit claustrophobic. It's my favorite health exhibit. Human body exhibit?
My favorite health exhibit is going to the emergency room and just watching what people are doing for fun.
I don't think I agree with them. I think that's medieval.
Okay.
Also, someone insulted me in French, but I only know half of it.
Let's do a tier list.
I can only understand like a third of it. Someone called me like a baby of some kind.
Let's do a tier list. So we're starting
because of Napoleon.
We're warming up. We're warming up with a U.S. state flags tier list, alright?
Oh, this is fun.
This is a good basic one to start on, I think. This is a good basic one to start on, I think, is U.S. flags. Now, I will be honest, I do not know what a lot of these flags are for. I know some of them. I don't know every flag.
That's my job.
How many state flags are there? I've got good news. There are a mere 50 to go through.
And also, I feel like it's important that we respect the blue flags here.
I respect a blue flag with a crest on it.
I think that at this point in time, they're a little underrated. I look at the Japanese prefecture flags, right? And everyone talks about those as the peak of flag design, and they're all just one single white symbol on a colored background that represents the prefectures of Japan.
So then they shit on a blue flag with a crest on it.
Here's the thing: those are neat. That's fine. But the idea that that's what a flag should be is like the equivalent of when people rebrand to be like app focused, you know.
Let's do these flags though.
So we're gonna talk about these flags.
What the fuck is it? I don't know what this first one is. Alabama. This is like Norway. Okay, kind of lame. Kind of lame.
Alabama, kind of it's fine.
It's like D tier. It's like D tier. Like it could be worse, but it's pretty bad. This is a pretty bad flag.
It is explicitly Confederate battle flag spinoff, and that's a problem. But they get a pass from the general public because it's like not really. It's like St. George's Cross.
I think it's pretty bad.
Just visually.
Sideways England. Now, Alaska, however, Alaska kind of goes off. I think Alaska's alright. I think Alaska's like B tier.
I don't know about B.
C?
Yeah, C's good. I feel like even though it just has the Big Dipper on it and the North Star, that's like fine, you know. Perfectly fine.
I think it's a subtle flag. It tells you
the reason why
us Alaska bitches love looking at the stars.
We love the North and we love the stars. My problem is that the Big Dipper is a very, very cartoonish constellation to have, unfortunately. Like everyone who ever looks at the Big Dipper will look at it like, oh, that's the spoon. That's like a spoon. It's like a big cartoon spoon.
I think that you're overthinking it, but I'll agree.
No, that's just like
no.
Arizona.
Arizona is pretty good. Arizona is pretty really tight. Arizona is like S tier, right? Yeah. Arizona is like S tier.
Pro Smash Bros. Pikachu player Axe tends to wear an Arizona flag to tournaments, and it looks so fucking
Arizona's
good.
Cool.
As a cape, dude. As a cape, that shit rocks. It's
now
marketable, great palette. Individuality, it's a sunrise, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, right now everything's pretty cut and dry, but I have to say Arkansas is interesting. Arkansas is interesting to me because part of me likes Arkansas for some reason. Part of me thinks that Arkansas just being written in like plain text in the middle of it is exceptionally lame, and it kind of looks like a racing logo of some sort from like 1963.
It's a little bit cheesy.
It's the first.
No, this is not the first.
This is not the first.
It is Alabama.
Alabama's Confederate. If you go through
history in Alabama, it is very much explicitly taken from the Confederate battle flag. That's
Alabama's Confederate. Yeah, I think that Arkansas isn't that bad. I think that
it also is. I'd put it below Alaska, but it's whatever.
I don't think it's that bad though. I think it's I have to. I'm gonna be replaying this is just in my like stream playlist right now.
I'm not listening to your music. I'm also playing the Deltarune soundtrack. Isn't that crazy?
Oh shit! It's because we're all in that Undertale state of mind. Thursday, Thursday we're playing more Undertale. Okay, here's the thing. I really like the Californian flag, and I always have for some reason.
I talked about the app design Japanese prefecture flags. And how I think that it's tiring that people act like every flag needs to just be a symbol and like rules around it. California is an S tier flag.
I think it's good.
It looks great. The text lands perfectly.
California. Here's the thing. I like that it says California Republic. I think the whole name is cool.
Yeah,
and
it's got like the fancy name.
I also kind of associate this flag with New Vegas, and I'm like, damn. It looked cool in the video game Fallout New Vegas. It looks cool in that game.
It's literally just a really cool flag. It's like all the what's it called? All the far west states, as in like you look at historical Texan flags, like old Texas flags, old Washington flags. Like historically, they're all very much built by people who had very little resources because they were all migrating. And California's flag manages to maintain a little bit of that energy. It's like someone just do the shit.
I also, when you can look at a flag and kind of like figure out what it belongs to, it's like that is a plus. Writing the state's name on it is the cheapest way. Arizona's tight because you know this is the Arizonan flag. You don't even need. It doesn't say Arizona on it, but the vibes are perfect. Is this Colorado?
Yeah, that's Colorado. I like Colorado. I think Colorado's A.
Colorado's A. I think Colorado's A. It's pretty cool.
I'm sure someone could say it's stupid that it's just a big C. It looks good.
I think Colorado deserves to be A. I don't have much to say about it. And our first seal flag, this one sucks.
Connecticut?
The Connecticut seal is fucking humiliating. It looks like absolute fucking shit.
It is a bad seal though.
This seal is like it's like 3 grapevines, just like they're not even. This middle one's not even centered. They're like
Yeah.
off center and weird looking. It looks like fucking shit. Looks stupid. I don't associate Connecticut with grapes, even if there is supposed to be an association there. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
think-
that as someone who's been to Connecticut many times in my life now.
This is a very
Connecticut
dated
sucks. Connecticut is the first seal flag, and it's also a pretty bad seal flag. I think it's worse than Alabama. I think it's not as good as Alabama, even.
Is Alabama? Yeah, I'll accept it. I'll rock it.
Connecticut's seal being fucking garbage doesn't help.
Being grapes, yeah, it does.
If
not.
it was a good seal, that'd be cool, but it's like a bad seal. It's like a fucking, like a humiliating seal. Looks like
for
fucking
example,
dookie.
we look at Delaware right next to it, and even though it's a seal flag, it's an old seal flag, and it feels like a flag that was made in 1787.
Delaware is like
like-
C tier, I think, for me. I think
Yeah,
that
I
this
agree.
it looks
It's
weird.
nothing good.
I
It's
kind
nothing
of
good. Looks a little weird, but
Hold on a
it feels
second.
like
Where do I
it
put?
doesn't feel cheap.
I need to find a place to put chat because chat's like I can't see
It's
chat.
visible.
Chat's like
Put it
invisible.
on the right half of the tier list because it doesn't.
Yeah, chat. You're gonna go on the tier list itself right now.
If it was a British state flag,
That's how much I respect you. You get
That's
to be
a
a
really
part of
good
the
joke.
tier list.
Yeah,
I think that
another paying classic. joke.
This
Flag
is
for-
worse than I. You know what? I like Arkansas more than I like Alaska. I like Alaska more than I like whatever this is. Not to bump the Confederate theme tag up. Not to bump the Confederate theme flag up, but
It's fine. I think all of those are in the same tier. If you go either way.
I'm
Florida,
judging everything on a purely the Florida
What do you think
is
of
just
Florida?
Florida's just slightly better Alabama.
I kind of agree, but I can't, in good faith, rank it a tier higher.
It's
The
in D
seal
tier
helps.
still. It is.
It-
This is embarrassing. Also, this is embarrassing.
So
What
this
the
next
fuck
one's
were they
bad.
thinking? What the fuck were these two guys thinking? They're like,
They were
hey,
both thinking we are southern states of the former
we're
Confederacy,
southern states
and
of the
we had
former
this.
Confederacy, and we have one idea.
Georgia, on the other hand, is literally the Confederate flag. In case you don't know.
This is?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes.
Well, it's not that bad.
Go to Google. Anyone who doesn't know this, if you go to Google and you look up the actual flag of the Confederate States of the United States, the one that people like bring to fucking racist rallies and shit, that's the battle flag.
You know
That's
what?
the
I'm making
military.
a new tier. I'm making a new tier. I'm gonna make
That
a new
one's-
tier.
That one's not the flag that represents the country. It's the one that represents people who like went to war for it.
Making a new
The-
tier for the flags that are just X's. No entry tier. These both live here. This is like, no wait, no shit, I fucked it up. Hold on. These are here. This is
No, I
D
probably
tier.
misspoke.
This
Yeah, no,
D
I am
tier.
right. That's a true fact. That's a true fact that people don't know. That
Hmm.
like the big X with the stars in it. That's not the same one.
And this is no entry tier. Is the two X flags both get to live in the same little level because they are the same fucking flag, and they both tell me this is a state you don't want to go to, and they're fucking right. I don't want to go to Alabama, and I don't want to go to Florida.
I want you to bring up the Confederate States of America flag.
Oh my god, I don't want to show everyone my fucking Google history, so hold on. I have to
Very
turn.
good.
I have to turn. I have to turn
Really
my
different
screen
now.
off. Confederate flags.
Just the one. You'll recognize it because it's literally the Georgia
What?
flag.
I don't see it.
If you look up Confederate flag, it's the third result.
Confederate
Up
flag.
at the very top, at the very top, very top, very top.
This?
The third one. No,
The-
no.
The
yeah,
third
that
one is
that
this.
Yeah.
This is the.
That
this,
is the flag of. That is the actual flag.
this.
Yep, the stars and bars. That's the actual one. And if you look at the Georgia
That makes
flag,
stars
it's
and
the
bars make
same
a lot
exact
more
thing.
sense.
It's the same exact thing, except they put the fucking seal in it. Which is insane that they got away with it.
Here's the thing, though. Doesn't look that bad. It looks fine.
I'm putting Qweave on a watch list. Look,
Like
this is a struggle.
my
That's
thing.
when we're complaining.
I'm going off of objectivity. It's not that bad of a flag. 'Cause stars and bars, this isn't ugly. Like,
Qweave,
I'll
we're
admit,
we're not going down here.
It's not ugly.
Qweave, we're not doing it.
but it's
We're
not.
doing
It's
that. No, like,
not
seriously. Like, stop that.
okay. I don't
You've
do.
seen
I
the U.S. flag with the star circles? No, that's not wearing sign. That's just they used to put the stars in the United States flag in a circle until there were too many states for them to fit them comfortably.
I don't know where I'm supposed to rank this.
I think that's an F. I think inherent F.
I'll give it. I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm adding a new tier. I'm adding a new tier. And I'm gonna make this tier be unoriginal concept here. Because it's just
Make one that says literally racist, because there are two that belong in there.
But there are different tiers of it. I think that this one is just unoriginal. This is just the Confederate flag with a thing inside of it. And I think that is its own thing, right? This flag looks like Eric Cartman.
I don't think that.
I mean,
they're 3 early in. It's the fucking South, dude.
I mean, they're all racist and different. This one's
Mississippi in there. Can you put Mississippi in there?
This one's embarrassing. Also,
yes.
This is. This actually belongs in. I'm gonna say unoriginal concept plus racist plus race plus ratio plus young boy better. That's this tier. Yeah, because these are, I do like, yeah, okay, they're the Confederate flag, that's the easy gib, but also they're really, like, these are unoriginal. These are just like a flag, these are just a flag that like already exists, and it's like, okay, whatever, man. Like, cool job.
Can you do me a favor? Something that I have to say for Mississippi. Mississippi got a new flag as of 2020.
That is true.
If you look up new Mississippi flag, that one's probably in the top half. And the way that they got away with it, with people who were like, people who were like, we need to keep our state history in the flag.
Yeah. Is this the new Mississippi flag? The new Mississippi flag is kind of a banger.
It's great. It's
kind of a banger, actually. They like fixed it. It's genuinely better. Because the thing is, the old Mississippi flag is not only like, okay, it's Confederate and looks kind of, but it looks like shit.
It's ugly.
This is ugly. Like this flag blows. It fucking looks like poopy.
I hate cantons, dude. A poorly done canton that's another flag, and the current flag sucks. New flag, solid low A tier. It's great. So they got conservative Mississippi government into it, and the concession was that they have to put "In God We Trust" on the flag no matter what. Which is why it says on the bottom of the flag, and that's why we managed to update it. You're fucking.
What's this
20
one?
Years.
This one looks like shit.
Which one? Hawaii?
This is Hawaii?
Yeah, that's the Hawaii flag.
Dude, Hawaii looks like shit. I'm making. Oh, hold on. I'm deleting this tier. I'm gonna make a new tier for Hawaii. Because this is a specific category again. It is bad, but I have to say it's bad in like what it's like. I don't know, man. Is that the UK flag, right?
Yes, I think if we have a racism tier, this one probably belongs there too.
Dude, come on. This is come on tier.
This one's insane. That not only. Like, 1, it's a U.S. state. 2, it isn't British territory.
Actually, no, I'm renaming this. I'm renaming this. How do you spell Hawaii? Is it this? Let Hawaii have their own damn flag. Come on, guys.
Here's the thing. What a lot of Native Hawaiians prefer to do is if you look up Hawaiian royal flag or Hawaii royal flag, you'll get one that tends to be a lot more associated with the actual, like, region.
Hawaii royal flag. Alright. It doesn't have the fucking
it is the
UK.
Green one.
The green one. Oh, that's alright. Alright. I'm feeling some Hawaii from this. I don't like it that much still. I will say that. It's not that good, but it's not it's not as bad as whatever the fuck's going on here, man. This is poopy. This looks bad.
Get pushed a lot in terms of whenever people are asking to update the flag, you'll see those two show up.
It's better. It is better. It is better, and also there's not many green like this color scheme is unusual for the United States.
A lot of Hawaiian sports teams and things such as that will use green, red, and yellow.
Oh god! All right, let's get back into states. This is Idaho. Looks like fucking whatever, man. This one's not that good.
Idaho?
It's better than the Connecticut state seal, but it's whatever. Illinois here. Okay, I need to look up Illinois flag because I need a larger picture of this because it looks funny. This is whoa! This looks like a fucking traditional American tattoo. What is this?
It's pretty cool.
Sovereignty state, national union. This eagle's spitting bars, too.
Something that I personally think is really cool about flags throughout history of the United States is you end up having a sort of... You get, like, when each state was founded based on what the flags look like. Like, that isn't colonial American. The Illinois flag is not colonial American, like, artistically, which is those, like, classical seals of two people standing on the left and right.
Yeah, this is, like,
this
weird.
One is a
this
mild
is way more
expansionist
modern.
One. Yeah. It's really cool.
I kind of like
I think
it.
That's neat.
I kind of like it in a weird way. I'm
It's
gonna
neat.
be
It's
bold.
Not like, it's not great, but, like,
I'm gonna be bold.
high C
I'm
tier.
putting it in C
I'm
below.
C.
I'm putting it below
Better than
Alaska.
Arkansas.
Better,
I
man.
think it's better than Arkansas.
I'll put Arkansas lower because Arkansas is also kind of in the racist category, but it has more fun with it, so I'm not putting it in this category because it's having some fun with it. It's not that bad comparatively. I'll put it above Arkansas.
They like really stretched it.
I'll
Arkansas
put it above.
Really
I'll put it.
it.
Arkansas could fix this shit if they just change the colors around a little bit. This would be fine.
What do we got? What do we got?
What the?
Indiana,
Indiana,
dude. Indiana
okay.
flag.
So here's my statement about Indiana's flag. Here's my opinion. It's not bad. This is serving zero Indiana vibes to me.
Yeah, no, not at all.
The Indiana flag should just be like a kind of sad guy standing there. And this is like serving Olympics.
I think that this was a centennial, if I remember right. This was a, like, the most recent design of it, and I think it's to celebrate 100 years, and they never stopped using it.
Right, it's okay. You know what? I'm gonna be bold. First B tier flag. I think this is B tier. It's, or is it C tier? Is it also C tier? What do you think?
Do you know what the stars on this flag stand for? Can you guess?
Racist something racist.
No, it's not. Well, like, if you want to be like technical about it, maybe.
What is it? All the states that we've colonized.
The 13 stars on the outside are the 13 original states.
Okay.
The 5 on the bottom are the states before Indiana, and the star at the top with Indiana around it is Indiana itself.
All right, you know, it's fine. I think B tier is fine. I like the stars. Yeah. I think it's fun that it has a little thing in the center. It's not giving me Indiana at all, but it's fine. Iowa just is worse Illinois. I'm putting French tier. Iowa's French tier.
Yeah, it is just worse than Illinois. It's interesting because, again, this loops back to that point that I was saying before. You can tell when a flag was made because the eagle being on a flag would only be a thing following the foundation of the United States.
Iowa's
so
in French
the Midwest,
tier.
You'll see a lot of that. The South, you won't as much. A lot of the states you would have, but they joined the Confederacy, so they all now have these, like, Confederate flags. Whereas Midwest states that stayed within the Union generally have like an eagle, just because.
Let's do Kansas.
Kansas is kind of cute.
Kansas is okay. Kansas's flag is a little bit fruity. It's a little bit fruity. They have a little flower up there. I like Kansas. I'm gonna put Kansas above Arkansas.
The reason why I like Kansas is the quality on the image itself that's printed on the flag.
What the fuck is this one? Kentucky? I need to see what Kentucky's flag actually looks like.
Can you quickly bring up like a full resolution picture?
I have to talk about Kentucky first really fast. Give me 1 second to talk about Kentucky. This is not Kentucky's flag. This is someone trying to make a more racist version of Kentucky. Oh, this is 1863 from Gettysburg Flag Works. Bro, this website's sick. I want to buy some flags from this website.
I would buy a historical American flag. There's a couple cool ones.
This is the place where you can get the most racist flags ever made. Hold on, sorry, I'm distracted right now.
You're looking at flags?
These, like, these
I'm so
what
the
fuck is this? Dude.
What?
This is just a bunch of text. Anyways, Kentucky's flag looks like shit. This is fucking lame. I like the white Native American. That's awesome. So cool.
I think there's a push for Kentucky to be changing that too, if I remember right.
I'm putting Kentucky in D at best. I think it's D at best. I hate their white Native American character on their flag. This one has a bird on it. Who are you? Louisiana?
That is Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana, by the state's legal code, the banner for Louisiana and representations for it, such as the seal or flag.
What the fuck? It's bleeding?
They need to have an image of a pelican breastfeeding its young with blood.
What?
Yeah. That's an inherent feature of in
What
the
the
Louisiana
fuck?
Constitution. That's an integral part.
I like
Of
the
both
version of this flag
and
you
the
can
seal.
buy at Walmart, which lacks any blood.
Yes.
What is this
Yeah.
version? Why is there a version? Why is the fucking, who did this one?
That was
Come
when
on.
it was. I assume that's when it was a Confederate state.
Come on, guys. Stop this shit, dude. Stop putting the Confederate flag on everything. It's fucking, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this one.
Current Louisiana. I think it's tight. I love.
I think this one's really funny. It's in C tier.
Anyone look it up? It is the pelican breastfeeding blood racist? That's a good thing to check. I don't remember
Probably.
the exact symbolism of it.
I'm not gonna do any research, but I think it's fucking tight. What are you? This is another seal flag. I'm trying to be very nice to the seal flags, which means I'm mostly just judging the state seals. This is fucking cringe. What is this shit? Seriously? Low tier. This one's like D tier. This one's better than the
It
Graves.
is a religious history. It
Yeah,
is
whatever.
religious history.
Don't give a fuck. Now, here we go. What are you? What is this guy? This is Maryland?
Yeah,
Maryland
that's Maryland.
is...
I love the Maryland flag. The Maryland flag looks like that because it is a combination seal of the
I
original...
like that you know the facts about all of these, because I just wanted to make fun of all the state flags, and you're like
I love
busting out
state flags.
history
I
for
love
every
state
one of
flags.
them. I like don't know shit about them. I just want to sit here and go like, this flag looks like shit. This flag
I
looks
think
like
it's
poo-poo.
the-
And you're like, here's the rich history of this flag that four people
Sorry,
know.
I think it's the original governor of Maryland and the English nobleman or whatever. Who
Yeah, this
owned
is
it,
like this
combined
is
into
the
one
most
seal.
educational Qweave stream ever.
Like it looks like a lot like a medieval seal because it literally is. It to some degree, it's two family seals combined into one. This one is not a Confederate flag.
The Maryland flag is interesting. It reminds me of a lot of weird European flags. I'll put it in B tier. I think it's unique. I give points for uniqueness. It uses a lot of colors that no other flags use, like yellow and black and shit. Like that bold. It's rare in the world of America. What the fuck are you though? Massachusetts flag?
Okay, Qweave, I'm going to quickly read off the history of the current Louisiana flag because I needed to look it up and it was interesting.
This is the Massachusetts flag.
I like, I like the vibe of it, as in the shield, the seal. I think it's a good looking seal.
I thought it was a knight in there or
No.
something. It's not. It is a Native American, who is not colored to be white. I will say that.
That's something.
This man is colored in an ambiguous fashion. I feel weird about almost every state flag that uses like a Native American, like just dude on it, because like almost every single state has a pretty troubling history when it comes to Native Americans, and it's weird. It's like, I'm making a tier for this one below C. Hold on. Adding a row below, I'm gonna say, like, kind of weird for some reason tier. Like, is that like a fair analysis? Like, it's just kind of weird. Like, I don't know. It's just a little bit weird. I don't know if it's like bad. I don't know if it's explicitly bad, but it's kind of weird. What were you talking about Louisiana though? Sorry, I was talking about Massachusetts.
It's Christian faith. There's the symbolism of a pelican feeding its chicks its blood.
Okay.
Is very much a thing for like Christian charity. Is the
Okay.
like the what's it called? The metaphor with it. But also the pelican was originally stylized in the shape of a fleur-de-lis, which I think is very neat. Does that make sense? That's like really
fun.
cool, and it's like not as clear the current version of the flag, but the original one, I think it's very, very much.
Okay.
Nice.
Now
Cool flag.
this one though, Michigan flag.
Michigan's neat. No deer bias.
Okay, Michigan is where I am. I was born. I was born in the state, so I have to be nice to this one. This is busy. There's so much shit going on this
Here's the
flag
thing,
for
okay?
some reason.
Here's the thing, though.
Oh, look at there's
People
here. I'm gonna look
complain-
at the gay Michigan flag instead.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
What's it called?
What is this? Did someone
The-
draw like their persona on this one? What is this? Why is it
Maybe.
different?
That one's meant to be a boy deer and a girl deer.
They made the boy deer like a butch dude. It was kind of lumbersexual. There were already a boy deer and a girl deer. Oh no, it's like a moose. Right? Which one of these is the real one? They're all different. All of these flags are different. I think the one with the moose horns is like the real.
Yeah.
I kind of like this.
When I say that text on a flag isn't a bad thing, in this circumstance, it functions as noise.
In this circumspice, if you will.
It has the key features of the moose and the bird and the shield, and it's not expecting you to bother yourself by focusing and reading everything. You recognize the seal. It's great.
Yeah, this one's good.
Completely
Here's
great.
my take. A
Solid
seal flag is best when you make the seal really big, and Louisiana and Illinois both have this advantage. So I'm going to put Michigan right below Illinois, which I think Illinois has a good seal flag. So, now what the fuck are you? I can't tell what this is. Minnesota? Sorry that I have to keep Googling these. Minnesota. What the fuck is this shit? Literally, what the fuck is this? This is nothing. This doesn't look like anything. This is baffling. It's a dude vacuuming in a field, and there's like a gun next to him, and with a stump and axes in it, and then there's a guy riding a horse who I think is supposed to be a Native American because they're naked. What is this? This looks like shit. Minnesota S tier? No, it fucking isn't. What the fuck is this? This looks like shit.
I like the star made of stars. The star made of stars goes a long way.
This is bad. This looks like shit. What is this? This is indiscernible as anything. Yeah, it's a guy like mowing the lawn, and there's a Native American who's naked riding around on a fucking horse. This looks like fucking shit. I hate it.
Though.
I hate this flag. I hate this flag. I don't know why, but this is my least favorite one. This is F tier. I hate it. I hate it. The little star made of stars is cute, but this is so busy and it feels racist. I'm closing these tabs. I don't get it. It's called a plow. I don't give a fuck. I'm not from 1863. Not my problem. They should have figured that shit out before. Alright, what are you? Missouri?
Missouri doesn't grab me. It just feels like another Midwest flag.
Yeah, boring. Boring. This is just D tier for like whatever. It's another one of these.
Nothing.
It's another one of these guys. Montana looks
very cartoonish.
I kind of like how Montana looks like it's from Adventure Time. Montano?
That's
Sorry.
a very funny way to describe that.
I sort of like it. It's naive. This is naive art style.
It's naive.
This looks like clip art. This looks like clip art. It looks bad. I'm gonna.
It's very much like the Kansas flag, which I mean makes sense.
I'm making a new tier. Clip art.
Clip art tier. Montana time.
Montana's clip art tier.
No, this
Montana
one's
time.
It's
Come on,
funny.
grab your friends.
It's very funny.
Going to very distant land. All right, now Nebraska. We're kind of just
look at the full Nebraska
marathoning.
flag.
Yeah, we're just
Look
kind
at
of
the full Nebraska flag.
marathoning through a lot of these like fucking states here. This looks like shit. It's a blacksmith in front of like a tiny house and a boat, and there's a train in the background, and there's also this. It's too busy. It's too busy. D tier. Too busy.
Equality before the law. What a slogan.
Equality before the law is kind of a sick slogan.
Yeah.
I do think that's kind of sick, but the flag is way too busy. Nevada. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a joke. This is like a funny, like this isn't real. This can't be their
Battleborn.
flag. Seriously? Battleborn, epic Battleborn heroes? Dude, do you think Nevada had like a day of mourning when the Battleborn servers were shut off?
Qweave, I have something to tell you about Nevada.
What about it?
So, this is a newer flag.
Okay, it looks like shit.
What I want you to grab is the original state flag in Nevada. And what you're going to look up to get that is Nevada flag.
Is it this one that says silver Nevada gold?
Yes.
This is sick as fuck.
This is the original Nevada flag.
What? This is better too. This one's also better. Why did they make it the worst version? This is sick as fuck. It looks like a pawn shop logo. Why did they change it? This is awesome.
I love this one.
You know what? I'm making one more tier. Sorry.
Okay, so Qweave, I want you to scroll it because I think all 3 of their flags were funny. Until the current one. Because their third flag was the same as the current one, except the word Nevada was circling the star, but they didn't have enough spaces for all the letters in Nevada, so they put the N out of place, so it's like almost impossible to read.
Sorry, hold on.
If you keep looking at that search, you'll be able to see it. It was because of Pawn Stars they had to change it. You're right. I'm not surprised.
What is this? This is impossible to read. I'm reading this one. Battleborn. I can't. It's like so small though.
There's gotta be one in the fucking. Oh my god.
It looks bad.
Yeah. Nevada. I love it. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Nevada flag. But
One more. Oh my god. We're just fucking running through these state seals. I'm sorry.
Oh, they were cool.
Flag, New Hampshire. It's fine. This one's not that bad.
Yeah, this one has like a vibe to it. When I was mentioning like noise,
actually, hold on, I hate it.
Kind of be noise.
I hate it. I hate the. There's something about this that's pissing me off. Hold on. I don't like
that. There's a flag on the flag.
I don't know. I need like a good picture of it because the flag. Okay, because the flag of the United States is on the flag, which I don't really like. I also don't like that it just looks like it exists. It's just like levitating. It's not attached to anything.
It has a pole on the right.
It's like barely visible. I'm just saying, slightly bad design on the New Hampshire flag.
Here's
D tier, another D tier for me.
It's not D tier.
Okay, put it in C. I'll put it in C tier, but like the bottom of C tier. I'll put it at the bottom of C tier.
I didn't see what was in your D tier. D tier's fine for
it. This one's intriguing me.
New
Jersey's flag has been intriguing me this whole time. It's weird.
Do you know why the New Jersey flag is that color?
It symbolizes white people.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what it's called because it's not a yellow flag. It's buff, I think, which is like a tan yellowish color.
Okay. Anyways,
the reason why is, if I remember right, during the Revolutionary War, they didn't have enough specific colors for the New Jersey National Guard, and it was like you can pick either blue or the buff. Those are the choices that you have.
And they picked the buff, and no one else did.
They pick buff while New York chose the blue. So the New Jersey Regiment under George Washington was... Oh wait, here it is.
I'll put New Jersey in... So their seal is uninteresting. I'm gonna be honest. New Jersey's seal is really whatever to me. I don't like these three plows or whatever. It doesn't... I don't give a fuck. I think the seal is average. No, here's my opinion. The seal is average. The slogan's good. I like the color not being blue, and that makes it be in C tier for me. It's below Kansas.
I really like the what's it called? The top part of the seal, like the knight helmet with the horse head.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's cool. Can we just knock out all the seal flags, and just get it the fuck over with? Like ripping off a Band-Aid. New York?
Yeah, sure. I like the New York seal. I think New York is another one of the better.
Excelsior is a great.
Excelsior is one of the best
sick as fuck.
You could possibly have.
Excelsior is badass. I'm not gonna deny it.
This is like a perfect seal for this kind of thing.
I think New York's C tier for just iconic tier. I'm gonna put it above Kansas. I think Michigan's is cooler because it has deer. Michigan's like the gatekeeper.
Fair. Yeah. Michigan, New York, excellent flags.
What are you? North Dakota.
North Dakota. It's a little cartoon mode.
North Dakota is... I like that this eagle is stealing berries and arrows. I think that's cool. But it's just the worst Illinois flag. I'm putting it below New Jersey, but above Arkansas. Oklahoma is interesting.
Oklahoma. Good luck.
Oklahoma is interesting.
Yeah, interesting is a word for it.
Oklahoma is I'm gonna put Oklahoma in the esteemed, kind of weird for some reason here. It's kind of weird. I don't know, man. Oklahoma's a pretty bad state for anyone that's not a straight white dude. Not to get political on here, but Oklahoma, guys, I don't know about this one. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here, but it's not accomplishing what you might think it's accomplishing. That's my opinion of Oklahoma state flag. Is that fair? I think it's kind of weird, Tier. Okay, Oregon, here's the thing. I have to say this. Oregon's flag. All right. As a person who lives in Oregon, Oregon state flag, this looks pretty boring, right? You look at this, all right, it's a state flag. I think Oregon's seal is actually all right. It's really simple, and I like the simple, like, 2-color seals. They're not overly complicated, and I like that it's just Oregon Trail. Here's the thing. Everyone looks at this and they judge Oregon's flag based solely on this. You're fucking wrong and you're stupid. You're fucking dumb as hell. You're an imbecile. Oregon's flag is actually based because it's the only 2-sided flag.
Yep.
We have a back.
It's just like a little doodle of a beaver.
The back of our flag is this shitty little beaver, and it's sick as fuck. No one knows about this. Only flag enthusiasts and people who live in Oregon know that the Oregon state flag is 2-sided.
It's everything in the world.
And
how have you never seen that?
I've lived here longer than any of the other Oregon furries have. I'm like I'm the original one. Our terrible little beaver is so sick.
Awesome. He's so
Oregon
cool.
state flag is A tier for me because it has an Easter egg.
Even without the beaver, it's like actually awesome.
It's one of the better seal flags, I think.
Contacting Qweave of the day for the Oregon flag beaver.
I think that the Oregon flag, as far as state seal flags go, would be higher C tier, probably like below New York, I think. But it being 2-sided and having just like this little guy on it, I think that makes it way higher tier than it would be otherwise. This looks like shit. What is this? Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania flag. This outline looks bad.
I like it though. I think it's really cool. I get why it has the outline, because with just the black it wouldn't stand out as much. I think the Pennsylvania flag, I always thought it was really cool.
I'm like C tier on it. It's below
amazing.
It's below New York for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Oh god, there are so many
researching the Oklahoma flag.
So many.
Can you look up original Oklahoma flag?
Fine. Oklahoma original flag.
This was the flag that they originally brought up.
Guys, come on, guys! Come on, guys! You don't gotta be this way!
They originally brought this flag up, and
look at these fucking dudes. They know what they're doing. They love it.
In the 1920s,
Colonel fucking Sanders over here, and Benedict Cumberbatch II.
There's a very loud backlash to it for being too similar to communist banners.
Seriously? That's the funniest reason I can imagine changing your Confederate flag to something else, is the Confederate flag looks a bit too much like communism to me.
The flag was too communist, so they tried to make a Native American peace flag.
Sorry, I'm looking at Utah's flag.
I love the B flag.
Wait, they made it. Do they have an? Oh, this is a commemorative flag.
There was like a reason why the B flag showed up sometimes. I don't remember why it is.
I like that they have a beehive in their state flag, but it also is still kind of a mediocre state like seal flag where you can't make it out. I'm putting it
is on the seal.
I know. I'm putting it at the bottom of C tier. What are you though? This is Vermont. Vermont's flag looks boring. I'm going to assume that it's boring. It's pretty fucking boring. Vermont's flag is D tier. It's like better than Connecticut's, I guess. Sorry that I have to go through all these.
So interestingly, if you go back to the Utah Beehive flag, there is that was as of July 2021. That was their 125th anniversary flag, and they came to the conclusion that they're going to bring up a vote whether or not to change the official state flag, and that may or may not be what happens instead. Virginia flag owns.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to stop talking so I can say that Virginia flag is fucking sick as hell. What the fuck is this? Is badass as fuck. Sic Semper Tyrannis is a badass slogan.
Everyone loves
Can't deny it.
It's
and
like, come on.
This fucking dude beating the shit out of this fucking king. Sick as fuck. Badass flag. Shame that it's Virginia's flag. Virginia, not a great state. Pretty
I'm
bad
a big
state.
fan of flags that have somebody getting killed on them.
I think that this might be B tier for me. This is sick. The fact that it's just a dude getting their ass kicked is sick as fuck.
Virginia made a flag about a king getting murdered, and they said "Death to Tyrants" on it, and that's their flag. It's
and
awesome.
then Virginia decided to have one of the worst governments in the fucking nation.
Ooh, got titty out on the flag too. That's right. Can you do me a favor and look up the Benin flag? Benin.
I'm looking at Westford. This is clip art tier.
Yeah, this is.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is clip art tier. What do you want me to look up?
I wanted you to look up the Benin Empire flag. Benin Empire flag. Speaking of flags where people are getting killed, this is my favorite. I love this one. This is one of my favorite flags to share with people.
That's sick as fuck. Alright. And Wisconsin. Wisconsin flag. I feel like this isn't stirring any emotions in me. D tier. Don't care.
Yeah, I got
Just
nothing
don't give a shit. Whatever. Alright. Here's the thing. This is also a state seal flag, but I am more into it. I'm into the Washington flag a little bit. It's just
cool.
George Washington's face. It's not very original, but I like that it's green.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the state's called Washington.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do? This is kind of fun. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in C tier.
I think it's neat that there's only one American state that's named after an American.
All right,
I think that's a very cool little
now
feature,
we can get into these fun ones, though. New Mexico's S tier. Come on.
Yeah, New
Mexico's sick as fuck. Great flag. North Carolina, not great, not terrible. This is C tier is largely populated by the slightly better seal flags. I think North Carolina's C tier though.
Yeah, North Carolina kind of sucks.
It's not. It doesn't suck, but it's
kinda. I said kinda.
It's worse than Arkansas's flag, I think.
It's boring. It has the same Confederate inspiration.
I'm putting it at like the bottom of C tier. It's like Confederate inspired, but it's not doing anything particularly interesting with it. Like Arkansas, I keep coming back to Arkansas for being
It's not like good though. It's not good.
It's not good, but it's weird. It's an unconventional take on a familiar racist formula that a lot of states decided to go for. Arkansas went kind of wild with it in a way that, like, looks kind of bad in a lot of ways, but also is sort of like, okay, someone had some kind of inspiration here. Okay. So...
Ohio? Where are you thinking of Ohio?
I have always really liked the Ohio flag.
Okay. Ohio is a love it or hate it flag. I really like it because it's really fun.
It being not shaped normally is, like, cool. I like it.
It's awesome. The fact that it's a pennant is fantastic.
I'm, like, A tier for Ohio, kind of.
The stars look a little bit like somebody just sort of spilled them.
Yeah, it's fine, though. It has a cool shape.
It's fine, but...
It has a cool shape. So I think it is A tier for me. I like Ohio's flag. I think it's cool. What the fuck are you? You're Rhode Island. Rhode Island is an anchor surrounded by stars, and it's not that good. Rhode Island's like C tier.
I like it. I like Rhode Island. I like the yellow border on it. In case you're wondering, yeah, bring up the full one. Bring up the full one. Because you're not. This is not what the flag looks like.
What?
The Rhode Island flag is perfectly square.
What? It's square?
It's perfectly square and has a gold border. It has a gold border on 3 of the 4 sides, so that the 4th border is made by a gold flagpole in a general sense. Neither of these are the real flag. This is
the best we can get.
That's the best you're gonna get. That's the real flag.
It's kind of fun.
Maybe fucking change or something. I think the Rhode Island flag is fun.
It has fringe usually.
Wikipedia versus real life.
Okay, knowing that it has fringe makes it like B tier for me.
I guess that they don't use most of the gimmicks with it because it's easier to print, but that's what the flag.
Okay, South Carolina is.
It's cute.
On one hand, I don't dislike it. On the other hand, it's kind of stupid and doesn't really have a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm putting South Carolina in, like... It's, like, low B tier for me. I think it is... Actually, I'm putting it, like, high C. I like it.
I like a plant that pays tribute to its favorite the state's favorite plant. I think there's something.
Oh shit! I lost South Dakota. Who fucking cares? Literally, who cares?
It's
Whatever.
Okay.
D tier. I don't even care.
Mount Rushmore State because there's nothing else.
All right.
That they know
So we've got 3 red, white, and blue flags.
Yep.
So I have
Tennessee.
to say, Tennessee's flag is not that bad.
Tennessee is the easily best Confederate.
It's the best
flag.
Confederate-inspired state.
Everybody
flag.
knows. Everyone knows, but they fucking changed it a lot.
It's
you can't. It's fucking.
what do I do for Tennessee's flag? Like Tennessee's flag is good.
Mm-hmm. The 3 stars. It's like a good look. It's fine.
I'm making a tier.
Do you know what the 3 stars are for? I think I did at some point. I think I did.
What do I like? I feel like Tennessee needs a tier that's like it's the equivalent to C tier, but it clarifies that like this is like the closest thing to a good like Confederate like inspired flag. Like this is the best one. It's the best one. It's like it's bad still. I'm like
okay, great.
Still evil, right? Still evil.
See, it's funny that you say that, Gray, that you're saying it's that, because I'm seeing different things from the designer of the flag.
Let's rank our last 2 states though. Really quickly here, because we only have 2 more. We have Texas.
You're right. You're
Texas.
right. It is West Central and East Tennessee.
Texas.
He just worded it in a way that makes it sound more official. Texas is a good flag.
It's all right. It's like B tier. Honestly, Texas's flag is very easy to remember. It is an iconic flag. I think it's pretty good. Wyoming, I think.
Can I talk about the original Texas flag?
I guess.
The original Texas flag has been ruined by guns rights activists, but
I'll just look it up on Google.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like this black and white one? What? Oh, it's like blue. It's alright. I kind of like the current one more.
Okay, no, this is a different one. The one I'm looking for is the come and take it flag.
I'm not going to look that up.
It was the state flag, but it was one of them.
Anyways. Wyoming.
I know it's historically involved with Texas.
Wyoming. I'm okay with Wyoming, except for the fact that it's a bit busy. I don't like that this little buffalo or whatever has, like, a seal inside of it. I think it's unnecessary, and that kind of hurts it. Is that fair?
I think so entirely.
Yeah, like, this would be pretty good, except it makes itself too busy, and for that, it's in C tier. This is my flag tier list. This is my flag tier list. I feel good about this. This is my flag tier list. This is the final version. I'm gonna post this on Twitter. I'm gonna post my flag tier list on Twitter. Hold on. Where do these save to?
Draft country and top 10? Yeah.
Okay. I'm posting my flag tier list onto Twitter. Real quick here.
You might want to black out the Georgia flag.
Black it out?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Why? And put it in a low tier. What do you want me to do?
Mississippi flag.
Why? Why would I do that? I'm putting it on Twitter. Putting it on Twitter. Okay. However, so I did mention this. I mentioned this when I announced this stream. We did make our own original tier list for the first time ever. We have constructed a tier list, and we tried very hard to not put any thought into the tiers before we made it. We made a tier list. This is like the main event, okay? There's the main event. We made a tier list for dudes who've been through it. These are dudes who've kind of been through it. Who's been through it the most? We have a decent little list here of dudes and dudettes who have been through it to some extent.
Wait, it's worth checking Discord. I don't know how you don't still.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
I don't know. I don't know how you missed these things.
I don't have notifications on. Hold on. Synth and Noel just asked to join us.
Bring the tubers in. Bring the tubers in.
Everyone is still their Undertale tubers, so hold on. We need a second here. Things are gonna be messed up for a second. Hold on. Hi. Hold on. You're Undertale right now. I have to fix this.
That's cool.
You're also not visible. I think that
Okay, that's good. It's good that Synth isn't visible yet.
No, it's cool. I'm gonna make you visible with your wrong. Yeah, this is a sudden Gattaca party baby moment.
We wanted to join in on tier lists.
Hold on. No one's volume is right. No one's volume is right, and no one's tubers are right. But give me a second. Sorry, everybody.
Synth is that? No. Surprise guests?
Surprise guests?
This should
What
be
do you mean
synth
synth on a non-Thursday? I've been on non-Thursday streams before.
Very regularly, I would say.
Synth was there for all of Kingdom Hearts. Synth is there for like really, really frequently, actually.
I know all.
Hi.
Oh my god. Alright, hey everybody, what the fuck is up? We got the club was going up on a Tuesday. Let me quickly get Noel un-Undertalified, and then we can talk about dudes who've been through it.
Everyone is here? Yeah.
Kind of good timing, too. As soon as we started
talking... dudes not started?
We were talking about state flags for like an hour. So that's all you missed, was us talking about state flags for like an hour.
I didn't realize how much dial-up colors Ape carries until seeing them next to each other right now.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
We're friends.
Okay.
It's just like how Noel's colors ape me.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know?
We're separating into colors.
You can't tell because Boot's colors are technically wrong on this.
Alright. Dudes who've been through it. We actually, all four of us, kind of.
Can you link me this like actual tier list?
Yeah, hold on.
In fact, link it in chat so that chat can follow along.
I'll link this in the Discord. I can link it in the chat. I can link it in the Twitch. Dudes who fucking been through it. So before we started, like kind of for like an hour or two earlier today, last night I was lying in bed and I was thinking about how I wanted to make my own original tier list, and my original tier list was in my head dudes who have been through it.
They've been through it.
They've been through it. What else is there to say? So we spent a while and we got, I think, about 70 guys.
These are the people who have suffered the most.
These are the people in human history who have suffered the most. Some of them are
fictional
real,
and otherwise.
Some of them are fake, some of them are like mythological figures, but they are alphabetically organized, which is pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Are you ready to start off here?
Yeah, very.
We have to establish benchmarks, and I think early on we actually have a few good options to establish benchmarks. And one great option, our very first guy...
Adam and Eve is, I think, a perfect starting point.
Adam and Eve got fucked, dude.
I think Adam got fucked, specifically.
I mean, they both got fucked ultimately. Adam got especially fucked, but
you eat one apple and everything goes to shit.
Everything goes to shit. I think that...
You start to meet someone, and you have a good time, and you're chilling, and you're, like, having fun, and you invite them over to your house, and you're like, yeah, I love having this person over. And then they, like, fuck with your shit. Like, you found out they logged on your computer and were, like, downloading movies, and now you have to deal with the bill and shit. That's what Adam had to do.
Yeah.
He thought he had something.
Adam and Eve Adam and Eve are the first human beings, and therefore are also the first human beings to like suffer horrifically. I think are they S tier because they're the origin of suffering?
Wasn't it believed to be a pomelo?
What? I mean, being the origin of suffering doesn't mean you've suffered the most.
Yeah,
but
like, exactly.
I don't know, like, I don't know what... Yo, Tyler, thank you for the fucking raid. We're ranking... so we're ranking dudes who've been through it right now. And we're starting off with Adam and Eve.
What was Adam's later life?
I think probably fucking died.
I mean, I know he died. He
I don't
lost
know
a
what they
rib.
did.
It's balanced out by the fact that he knew true human pleasure more so than any human being ever will.
That is true. Adam
Like,
and
that's
Eve,
his take.
after
He got it for a bit.
after getting banished from the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve probably just fucked a lot. Like, that's literally all they could have done. That's all that fucking people exist. What do you want me to say? Oh, they fucking retired to celibacy and lived in a cave. Like, no, they fucked a lot and people started existing.
Yeah.
So, I guess they kind of
I used to have a big, like,
crush on Adam.
deck-sized book that would unfold to be, like, maybe, like, 20 meters long. And it was a family tree of all human history going to Adam and Eve. That went from Adam and Eve through their children, down through Noah, through his children, to all the, like, religious kings and queens that were descended from Noah, and which families led to what and whatnot. It was really weird. It was a really weird thing to own.
I think that Adam and Eve, we have to talk about where we're actually going to put Adam and Eve here. Adam and Eve is like, I'm going to say like A-tier suffering.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure they really suffered all that much.
Yeah, like I think all things considered,
I'm adding a new tier.
The thing is that they have suffered because they've known sinless life that no other person has.
I'm making a new tier. Just give me 1 second here. I'm making them in the origin of human suffering, but could have been worse tier. Like, they were the first human beings, and therefore they were the first human beings to suffer. They were the first to ever go through it.
No, they belong in B. It's not the question.
I think
solid tier.
They're like the separator, right? Like, if you've had it worse than Adam and Eve, then you're an A tier.
That's a really good baseline.
And you want to know who's had it worse than Adam and Eve is Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars.
Yeah.
100%. Anakin Skywalker went through it like crazy. This dude was born and he fucking sucked immediately, and all he did was suffer and go through it forever, and then he died eventually. That's it. Dude got fucked. Dude got fucked hard. I think Anakin Skywalker is Anakin Skywalker A or S tier?
Anakin Skywalker's life existence. So he was like perfect, and then everything went wrong for him, and everything went wrong for him, and everything kept going wrong for him, and he got put in a little robot suit that tortured him daily.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, it was all worth it because at least I got to fulfill the prophecy and kill the evil ghoul man. And it turned out he didn't. He was fine.
Yeah, he was wrong. So he accomplished nothing also. I think Anakin might be S tier.
I don't think S. I think he's high A. Maybe he'll be S once we.
He might be S when we are just starting out. I think A. I think he definitely had it worse than Adam and Eve. Asriel from Undertale.
I think S.
You think not? He's
no
not.
Way.
Listen,
dude.
He saw everything play out in every possible way, and like in canon, has killed everyone in his family multiple times in infinite different ways.
Yeah, and he elected to do that. So, you know.
Yeah.
And also, none of it really happened.
Oh my god, thank you for the $20. Shock Turtle. Among Us?
Oh
shit, the crewmate should have been on this list! Fuck! Dude, we should have put the crewmate on. The crewmate's been through it!
Is it too late to add the crewmate?
It's too late. It's too late. It is too late. If the crewmate was on this list, they'd be in like A like B tier. I put the crewmate in like B tier. Asriel... Here's the thing, if Asriel's...
Noel does have a good point, though.
I think that, but here's my thing, man. If Asriel's S tier, Anakin has to be S tier too.
Asriel's not S tier.
I think Asriel suffered more than Anakin.
I don't think so.
That's ridiculous.
Anakin, fucking life sucks for his entire life. Anakin knew happiness for like 5 minutes, and then like his mom fucking gets... He was like a slave. He built a little robot, which was fun. And then he immediately started getting oppressed again.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. And then Asriel was just a kid who said, I'm gonna go make a monster and break a door because this kid told me to, and then he died.
Yeah, Asriel's A tier. I'm putting Asriel in A tier. I think Asriel has been through
A tier is too high. I don't think Asriel suffered more than Adam and Eve.
I think that's reasonable. I'd put him B.
I feel like B isn't even
Asriel totally suffered more than Adam and Eve.
The comparison between like characters from Undertale and biblical figures is the only reason that I made this list. Fuck, dude.
I'll leave Ezreal there. I'll leave Ezreal there.
This is fine for now, but we can change things.
Yeah, I'm coming back to lower Asriel's suffering ranking.
Austin Powers, though.
Did Austin Powers suffer?
Austin Powers
he
did
lost
suffer.
Mojo that
If
one
you've
time.
watched, especially if you've seen Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me, you know that Austin Powers has actually been through it. Austin Powers had an absentee father. Austin Powers had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend was evil the whole time and tried to kill him. He married her, and then she immediately tried to kill him because she was actually an evil sex bot the whole time.
She turned out to be a fembot, yeah.
Yeah, and that sucks. Austin Powers kind of went through it, and he has a traumatic dad history.
The scene in Austin Powers 1 where he's just sitting in his apartment alone, being sad, and trying to go through the things that have happened since the 1960s.
Yeah, he also
And, like,
has that
catching
time
up on the
travel
news and
trauma
shit.
where, like, he, like, is
Yeah.
fucked up because he's from a time
Yeah.
period where he doesn't live in.
I don't know,
I
he
think
seems like he was having a pretty good time.
But he
otherwise.
did have a
He
good
starts having
time.
a good time.
He did have a
So
good
he's
time
below
eventually.
Anthony.
He's
suffered-
definitely below. I think Austin Powers, like, is able to roll with the punches enough that he's probably pretty low on the,
Yeah, I
on the
think C.
going through it. I think C tier is safe for Austin Powers. I think he could have gone through it a lot more.
Yeah.
But I do think he's been through it a little bit. I think we can't ignore that he's been through it a little bit. I think C tier is safe for Austin. Now, the angry video game nerd,
Yeah, what about AVGN?
he has to play the shitty games that suck ass. I'm just saying.
His life is rage.
I also do that, so what's the big deal?
He has to. He's gonna take you back to the past.
The difference
to
is
play the
that
shitty
he got
games that
money
suck
for
ass. He got money
Yeah,
for it,
so-
but here's the thing: he also gets attacked by Bugs Bunny. He gets shit on all the time.
All that
He
stuff
had
has
a
also
movie.
happened to
He
me,
made a movie
so-
and it was
Oh, that's a good
bad. He
point.
made a bad movie.
What about Austin Powers, though?
No, Austin Powers has never made a bad movie in his life. I think the angry video game nerd is like B
I think he's
tier.
D. I think he's D. No, there's no way he suffered more than Austin Powers.
Austin Powers is a lot like Jesus.
The
He's dealt
reason-
with
like,
a lot.
No, I'm
Suffered
just
more
saying.
than Austin Powers.
No, because Austin Powers' time travel trauma is like inherently makes him suffer more than AVGN.
The AVGN, it literally takes you back to the past, and he plays the shitty games that suck ass. That's terrible.
9 out of 10 people that Austin Powers knew are dead.
Yeah,
and he got looked to the future and has to deal
It's
with
like a
it.
metaphorical back to the past in AVGN case.
I know, but maybe a metaphor is. I guess he did profit from his pain. But okay, I'll fucking fine. Angry Video Gamer's D tier. You're
Yeah,
so
this is
smart.
good. This is good. We're getting baselines for each tier.
Now the Baudelaire orphans from the series of unfortunate events, the protagonists, their life sucks. They're like
Well,
kind of
they-
high tier actually. Their
They
entire
had like
situation.
a really cushy, like, 8-ish years, and then it all
True.
went to complete
It went to
True.
complete shit, and everyone they know died. Like,
I
every
think
single
that-
person they come in contact with dies, and there's
Oh
a
my God,
nasty
you're
guy
right.
who just wants to take their money and kill them really badly. And also,
think
they have to
so,
care
man.
for a baby the whole time. That's fucking
Yeah.
sucks, dude.
I think compared to Adam and Eve, they both had that same starting point of like they were like really doing great.
Yeah.
They-
But
what
I
if they
think
were
that...
Also an origin of human
They
suffering.
That's
literally
possible.
don't get to use it. They don't know where it is. Yeah.
I think that the
Depe-
Baudelaire
depending on
orphans had a worse outcome than Adam and Eve. Like, their suffering after their cool period was worse.
Doesn't that series end with them going to an island of people who knew their parents and every single one of them dies from disease and they're the only ones left?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
What
actually.
the fuck? Dude, okay, A
Is that
tier.
how it ends?
Literally A tier.
So-
That's terrible.
Yeah,
It
that's
ends with the writer of the books getting killed by the disease.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
the
Literally
Netflix
somebody's
adaptation decided that was a little too dark, and they do survive in the Netflix adaptation. But also,
Look-
depending on your interpretation of the ending, they either try to leave the island and
Yeah, they get on a
drown.
boat.
Put them above Azrael. Azrael got a happy little ending.
Yeah, Azrael is like low A at this point.
Yeah, the redemption arc goes a long way.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
the Baudelaire orphans like probably didn't suffer as much as Anakin Skywalker because none of them got all their limbs cut off and got put in a robot suit that tortures you constantly, but their lives suck.
Yeah, they just got they had a good life, and then all got taken away,
Here's
and then
the
they
thing.
suffered for like a year and a half, and they all died.
I kind of want to put Anakin Skywalker below them.
Really?
Because the older orphans, they kept through it. They were like, whatever, that's fine. They keep going. Anakin Skywalker just started murdering people, and so did Azrael. So they didn't go through it as
That's
well.
true. They didn't cope as well.
They weren't. They went through it, but they didn't get through it. You know.
I'm starting to feel like Azrael might be a B tier actually, but
No,
we'll
I
determine
think
that.
Noel is right. I think Noel's just.
I think that it'll look a little bit better as there's a bit
And
more space put between
here's the
people in
reason
A
why.
tier.
Here's the reason why I think Azrael's in the right spot. Bill Murray in Groundhog Day has almost the same exact like situation that they got put through.
Bill Murray in Groundhog Day like killed himself repeatedly. Bill Murray from
Yeah.
Groundhog Day has committed suicide more than anyone on this list.
Yeah, doesn't he? He ends up being something like 23,000 years old or something.
He's like his. It's horrifying what happens to Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Did you not know that?
Let
Did
me
you not know
look at the
Groundhog
exact
Day?
answer.
Groundhog Day?
He's in a time loop for an incredibly long period of time. He
Okay, anyone who
probably
doesn't know,
is like
anyone who
kind of
doesn't know-
insane by the end.
the plot of Groundhog Day is he's like a news reporter, right?
He's a news reporter who's
He's a news
reporting
reporter,
a
he's
Groundhog Day
Groundhog
thing.
Day for literally no reason, and when he wakes up the next day, it's back in the morning of Groundhog Day. So the day keeps looping, and he can't stop it. And he keeps trying to be like, "This sucks, I'm going to die," and he tries to kill himself. But every time he dies, it restarts again too. So
Yeah.
over the course of like thousands and thousands of years, he doesn't get a god trip. He doesn't get a god. It's really weird. I think Groundhog Day is a really good movie because it ends up being like a really interesting look at that situation.
I got the number mixed up. It's 12,000 days, which is like 33
That's still
years.
pretty fucking bad.
Oh, never mind. That's like not bad anymore.
Look, that's still bad. It's not as bad, but that is still pretty bad.
It's fine.
He's like fucked up. Like, can you imagine spending 3 years of your life in a time
Just
loop of a
just
one
years.
day over and
The
over
original-
again? The
gonna go
original
with
script
10,000
says
years.
10,000 years. Jesus
My
Christ,
favorite-
they
my
hate Bill
favorite thing
Murray.
is, like, a little feature of him like getting progressively better at like ice sculpting and shit throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie every time he attempts it because he's just been doing it for years and years at this point.
Yeah, I think
Really good
that
movie.
Bill Murray from Groundhog Day is interesting because he does get a happy ending. He does get a happy ending. I feel like he might be B tier, honestly. Like,
Yeah, he was it.
He goes
I don't
through-
think he's here.
do you think he's A tier or C tier?
I think bottom of A.
Bottom of A, really? I think that, like,
Bottom
thinking
of
of it, like, he does spend 3 years in a time loop that he doesn't know what to do about. However, he doesn't age during those 3 years, and he
Yeah.
learns a bunch of shit in those 3
Yeah,
years,
I think-
and he gets a happy ending. So things do kind of work out for him, but he'll have an incredible amount of trauma that he can't talk to anyone about for the rest of
You
his
think
life.
middle to low A? Yeah, I think low A.
He's gonna
Because-
wake up
well,
every
I-
day of his life
Terrified.
wondering if he's looping again.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess that low A. I think low A is safe. I think he
I think
doesn't
low
have
A.
it as bad as Azrael, but he does go through some fucked up shit.
The
However,
only reason that he gets a happy ending is because by that point he's entirely given up.
yeah. However,
But there is an official video game sequel where his son goes through the same.
oh my
thing.
god,
Very funny.
what the
The
fuck?
video game sequel.
It's a
Awesome.
VR game.
All right,
That's so funny.
now Julius Caesar from history.
Historical figure
Julius Caesar from real life. He kind of went through it.
He did have to go through it.
He
dude.
did go through it. A lot of the going through it was at the end, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I
you
don't
are
think it's
right.
that bad. He just got like killed.
He did get killed. I think getting killed as a result of going through it does raise you a little bit high if you're like not even given the chance to like.
You think there'd
Finish
be
going through
nothing more
That's not
heartbreaking?
like-
Here's the thing. I do think it would hit really bad if specifically the 20 people who did kill you were people that you entirely trusted.
Yeah, he got et
And
tu
they all
brute.
did it in a row.
Yeah, that would
That's
suck
like
a little bit.
That's like a problem. I think he's got something off of that. The killing wasn't instant though. You gotta consider that. That's what I'm saying.
But I also
It's
have
like-
to
It's like
say,
a single fucked event and he died. He
It's
didn't
a
like
s-
go through it.
he like went through it for the moment. I think C tier is fair because the going through it was kind of short and things were pretty good for him before that point. And he doesn't have to cope with the consequences of going through it.
Kill an elephant D tier, dude.
I think the event is tragic enough for him to be the little B tier poster boy.
He could be B
Yeah,
tier.
I agree.
Caesar
I
could
rock
be
with
B
both.
tier.
Julius Caesar did not end up happy, and
No.
Austin Powers did. So that's like the balance.
I think okay, we can put Caesar in B tier for now. And similar to Caesar is Charlie Brown.
The same kind of deal. Charlie Brown
you
betrayed
bring up-
by
Oh my
his
god,
friends
it is
constantly.
similar.
Can you bring up the first Charlie Brown comic? I linked this to you earlier. Can you just like go Google first Charlie Brown comic?
Well, here comes old Charlie Brown. Good old Charlie Brown. Yes, sir. Good old Charlie Brown. How I hate him. This is the
This
first
is the
ever. This is
every-
how you summarize Charlie Brown's character.
Every single fucking comic is built off of this. Everyone is annoyed by him for literally
What
no
What
reason.
the fuck is this? Why is there like this real child in this one?
Oh my god,
What
Charlie
is
Brown
this?
baby real?
Who made this?
I have no fucking clue.
Anyways, Charlie Brown, everybody hates him. The football is always taken away from him by his enemy.
And he's trying his best.
And he's
coaches
trying his
baseball
best.
team, and everybody hates him.
He
for
doesn't do anything wrong, really.
It. He has a cool dog. His dog hates him too, dude.
Everybody, Charlie Brown is the most miserable fucking character in fiction.
The adults hate him. The kids hate him. His dog
Everyone
hates him.
wants him to
Liza is the
die.
only person who likes him, and he likes everybody.
Does he suffer though? Because he's kind of like, all right, he's just kind of like, oh shit.
Dude, he's going
Oh,
through
jeez.
it. I think he's going through it.
I think he's
Potentially
going
more than Julius Caesar.
I think that he's probably doing worse than Julius Caesar. I think he might be high B tier.
Julius Caesar got to like run an empire, and
yeah,
then
Charlie
he was
Brown
really-
gets to get the football taken away from him and he falls down. Like,
Julius Caesar's suffering was backloaded. Charlie Brown's is front loaded, and
Yeah.
it's been going on for longer.
yeah, like maybe eventually Charlie Brown will have a happy life, but for now, Charlie Brown's kind of like in the shit, and he's been in the shit for his entire life. He gets coal as a gift? Like, come on,
He
yeah.
gets rocks. He gets
rock-
fucking rocks.
Yeah,
for Halloween.
he's doing worse than Julius
He
Caesar, I'm
goes
gonna
for
be honest.
trick-or-treating and they give him fucking rocks, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
come
doing
on.
worse than fucking Julius Caesar. Wile E.
Yeah,
Coyote, his life is suffering.
Poor guy.
Wile E. Coyote is in pain.
Well, okay, here's my thing. Wile E. Coyote is in pain. Wile E. Coyote's life is suffering.
He's starving to death.
It is partly self-inflicted. He could stop going after the Roadrunner over and over again.
He's hungry. He's like
He's
starving.
literally- Dude,
Look
he's-
at no.
he's
Look at all
literally
the
trying
shit
to
he
eat a bird.
buys. He could just afford to
He
go
does-
buy a
he's
burger.
always buying like dynamite and like
Maybe
in-
there's like a global food shortage and you can't buy food anymore.
He's
You're-
driven, Sim. He's
You're
obsessed.
making a lot of assumptions, I think, about Wile E. Coyote's financial situation.
Yeah, so his suffering is self-inflicted, and for that reason, I think you should be D
I
tier.
don't think self-inflicted suffering is necessarily the problem.
Yeah,
here.
it's-
That applies
it's still
to
going
Adam and
through
Eve, Anakin, Azrael. All
Because
of those
it's
are
it's
fucking
kind of like a
suffering.
Moby Dick kind of,
Yeah,
tragedy.
exactly. He can't help himself.
just
He's
obsessed
like, addicted
with
to the chase.
I think this is fair. I mean, but he can't be
What is-
higher than B tier, I think. I don't think
Yeah,
he
I agree,
suffered
I
more
agree.
than Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but I think below Adam and Eve, probably more than Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that he probably... Charlie
think that's
Brown doesn't go
ridiculous.
through that much.
He suffers more than Charlie Brown.
That's hard, too. Okay,
It is hard.
so literally everybody in Dark Souls is a character
Okay,
on
so
this list.
I need to say something. I've never played a Dark Souls game. There's
Me
no
neither.
way in hell any character in Dark Souls suffered more than Charlie Brown.
Every character in Dark Souls, they live in
There's
like
no
a
way.
dying world, and they're all slowly going insane and turning like violent and like killing each
Okay,
other
yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
sure. But has anyone ever pulled the football away from him? They were running
Yes,
towards it.
metaphorically, yes.
You
No,
are
no,
the
I mean
football.
physically. You are the football.
As the player,
Yeah.
you're the football.
You're
Every
the
single
football.
time you dodge roll.
Every single time that, yeah, you are the little football, and whenever the boss tries to attack you and you dodge roll, you're making
Never
them
mind,
fall
never
down.
mind, you're right. You got me. You got me.
They live in a world made of shit. They're all fucking miserable. Most of them go insane. Everyone's ugly too. They don't even look sexy or anything.
Oh my god, you sold me.
People
Yeah,
are-
it's just a whole mess.
I think the suffering of the masses could be like an S tier, but also A tier is reasonable. Not everyone has it that bad. But I would say a good 70 to 80% of Dark Souls characters are like S tier suffering. Their lives suck. That's the entire point, is everyone fucking is like in misery constantly.
Yeah, someone's gotta go light a flame every so often, otherwise the world dies.
Is okay for us. Real dire.
I feel like it's pretty dire. It's pretty fucking dire, man. There are like 3 happy people though, and that balances it out. Like there are a lot of people in S tier who could be worse.
I think it's a little unfair that we've qualified like a combined power of everyone in that game. Like
Well,
I think that's a little unbalanced.
I mean, this just shows the power of S.
Yeah. This is the power of S tier.
I'm just saying,
I think
like,
some individuals have it worse. I think that we could lower it to A. I think I could average it out to A. I think that's fair to average it out to A because there are like 3 people who are happy.
the
top A,
Boulder
though, I
Orphans,
think.
like, they get like a pass for being 3 because they're with each other at all times. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can comfortably do everybody in Dark Souls.
All right, well, we're doing everybody in Dark Souls, so it's on the
Because
list.
it's funny.
So,
Okay.
thank you for the 3 months. Disco Elysium's protagonist. Pretty bad.
Good God.
Things are
This
pretty.
guy's fucked.
Things are
but look at
pretty
that
dismal
smile.
for Disco
He's just
Elysium
fucked.
Look at
protagonist.
that smile, dude.
The smiles
I
are
still
part of the
haven't played
problem.
Like, every time I see him, it seems like he's having a pretty good time talking to himself.
I think he's pretty bad. High
I'm looking
A
at him
is
and I'm looking at
reasonable.
Bill Murray from Groundhog Day. I feel like they have a similar vibe. Like Bill Murray could play him.
Here's the thing: is that this is a guy who
Is
can
that
die
true? Does that
because he
feel
gets
right?
embarrassed. I think Bill Murray could actually play Disco Elysium protagonist if there was like a movie adaptation. I can kind of see it. I think he's like A tier.
Yeah, I don't think he's suffered more. He's at the very, very limit of human suffering that's not supernatural, so below Groundhog Day.
I think he's probably below Groundhog Day. Not a lot of people are like dead. There's not a trail of bodies. And it is hard to top like living in stasis in one day for 3 years and like being miserable the whole time. Adult Charlie Brown's not a bad way to describe it, actually. It's like
my
adult Charlie Brown, but like
Oh my God.
the situation that Charlie Brown has gone through in his life has driven him kind of insane. Yeah, I think that low A tier. I think low A is reasonable. I think this is fair. Like, shit sucks, but it's like a human sucks. It's like, it could be a lot worse because there's not really a supernatural element there. Speaking of that, Edgar Allan Poe kind of went through it.
He went through quite a bit.
Edgar
Pretty
Allan Poe
miserable.
kind of went through it. Pretty shitty life. Things didn't end well for Edgar Allan Poe. He wrote some banger stories, but he went
He
through
wrote that
shit.
for-
B?
They were banger stories because he was so pained.
Yeah, it's because of he was going through it, so he wrote banger stories as a result of that. B for Edgar. I feel like Edgar Allan Poe, like high B is reasonable.
High B, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
high
I think
B.
that makes sense.
I feel like Edgar
Mango
Allan Poe
had it worse.
had it worse than Wile E. Coyote.
I think the argument of Van Gogh and Edgar Allan Poe, who had it worse, is a tough one to argue.
They're like kind of the same like cloth, you know?
yeah,
yeah.
one's goth and the other's cottagecore. They're both the same.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like cottagecore depression and goth depression. So
I don't think it's cottagecore is the right term for it.
I'm just thinking of the sunflower painting.
I know
I-
you think of the sunflower painting, but he, like,
I'm gonna put Edgar Allan Poe above Wile E. Coyote. I think Edgar Allan Poe had it worse. Like, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
reasonable. He was going through it, but I don't think he was going through it on the level of like A tier people here. You know,
Solid.
solid.
he was a real person, so as for that, no, that doesn't matter. I don't give a
No,
shit.
I think that goddamn Solid Snake suffered way more than any real person.
Yeah.
The Elric brothers from Metal Gear Alchemist.
They like suffered at the beginning really badly, and then
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I literally kind of agree.
I think that they had a really bad like moment, and they do deal with continuous consequences and trauma as a result of that moment. But also, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Do
It's
they have it
pretty
as
bad,
bad?
though.
It's pretty bad, but do they have it as bad as Edgar Allan Poe?
This is such a bozo stream. No, this is awesome.
Do they have it as
I'm
bad?
reading Edgar Allan Poe's Wikipedia article, and it's pretty fucked up. So I mean,
Look, here's the thing. These fucking anime kids. What was I gonna say about them? I've actually watched this one. No one in this show suffers as much as like half the people on this list.
You think?
think they're
No, not
equally
at
as
all.
bad as Adam and Eve? No.
He got his body back. He's chilling now. Yeah, then what's the fucking point, dude?
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. If he got his body back, then it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that they're not that. I think that it could be a lot worse. I think that like they had that moment of like initial suffering. I think like B tier, right? Like the top of C is not. I think they're like B tier. I think they had
Yeah, I
it worse
agree
than
with
Charlie
you.
Brown. I think they had it worse than fucking Charlie Brown. I don't know if they had it as bad as Wile E. Coyote though.
That's
I'm
50-50.
sick and tired of Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote had it worse. Wile E. Coyote never got his happy ending.
Wile E. Coyote goes through like horrific suffering every single day of his life, but he does get
It's-
better every time.
It's like an anime, so it has like an ending. So it's you know.
Yeah.
I think watching your mom's resurrection is pretty traumatic. It's not like they fucking killed her, dude.
I'm
She
gonna
was, like,
say
already
I'm
dead.
gonna say they're worse off than Charlie Brown, but they're not as bad as Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a good
No,
spot.
Ethan from Heavy Rain
They're
is
higher
like
than Wile E. Coyote, but less than
No way.
Edgar Allan Poe, I think.
I don't know.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Wile E. Coyote keeps getting hit, dude.
I'll put them
You're right.
above like
You're right.
I
He
can put
gets
them above
bludgeoned
Wile E. Coyote.
consistently.
Now Ethan from Heavy Rain.
Yeah, Ethan. Wait. I like the comment. Wile E. Coyote is in his own Groundhog Day, kind of. Yes, but it never ends.
He kind of is, but also like he's not repeating the same day over and over again. Like he could just make a different decision and
But he
move on
can't.
to the
Yeah,
next
he's
day
not
at any
trapped.
point.
He is not trapped.
He's not trapped. He could just make a new choice.
Yeah, so
Ethan
this
from
is
Heavy
gonna be-
Rain.
This is gonna be spoilers. I'm looking away. I'm looking away at this one.
I'm gonna say Ethan from Heavy Rain gets completely fucked. His life is goddamn miserable. He's
Yeah,
like,
he starts out having a great little life. He's an architect, has a nice house, lovely kids, great wife, and then one child decides to wander into the middle of the street for literally no reason.
yeah,
And then the other one
his kid gets fucking
kidnapped.
jibbed by a car. I think that Ethan is like potentially A tier. Honestly, I think he's
I'm
dealt with a
feeling it.
lot. I feel like Ethan, like I'm thinking of Ethan, and I'm thinking of Ethan versus Disco Elysium protagonist. I feel like Disco Elysium protagonist is kind of a good baseline for how bad it can get without like supernatural shit happening. I feel like
Yeah.
Ethan might be slightly worse though. Because he has a
Yeah,
kid that gets
that's
hit by
totally
a car
fair.
and then he has to do saw traps. That shit sucks, dude.
It's all because
That's-
his own negligence? No, his kid could not be contained.
His
He
kid-
bought him a
his
balloon.
kid-
Suffering is like a personal mental kind of suffering that Harry goes through, but Ethan, like,
Ethan's
goddamn,
suffering
dude.
is like is really. I think Ethan is right below Bill Murray from Groundhog Day. His shit, it's biblical level for him.
It's
It's
biblical
like
levels
it's
for
biblical
sure.
level for him. Frankenstein's monster though.
D.
Frankenstein D. I don't know. What do we know about Frankenstein's monster?
So,
I'm not that
saying
familiar.
Nothing. I
While
don't
we
know
were
anything.
making this, Dr. Frankenstein suffered notably more than Frankenstein's monster.
But
A or
was that
S,
it? Is that
I
the
don't
whole
know.
statement? I mean, I don't know. I need to know what Frankenstein's monster went through. Like, do you know?
I don't know. I have no
Like,
idea.
He got made, and everyone hated him because he was
His literal existence was suffering.
a little
He,
freak.
he got brought into this world, and he was made of like 12 different people, and he didn't know who he was. He had translucent skin and like 5 hairs on his head. And the person who made him was like, "Oh, this fucked up. This is disgusting." He pushed him out of his castle and abandoned him. And then he he got found by a blind family who were like, "Oh, we'll help you out, we'll chill." And then someone came home and was like, "Oh my god, you're hideous! Get that creature out of here!" And then he killed them all because he didn't know what else to do. So without existence, he ended up following, like, basically stalking Dr. Frankenstein to try and get revenge for causing his existence to be banned in the first place just by being a human being. And then, like, killed everybody close to him, and eventually the two of them chased each other into Antarctica and both froze to death.
Okay.
That's really fun.
Yikes.
That's pretty bad, I guess.
So that happened.
He's right behind me, isn't he? I guess Frankenstein's monster is like, I don't know, man. Like, he's like...
He's been suffering since birth. It's implied that he's in constant pain too. Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, I don't think he has it as bad as Anakin Skywalker because
penguins.
I feel
it was
like
in the north. It was in the north.
I feel like the level of like I feel like the how long your life is in these situations does make a difference, and the length of your suffering matters. And Frankenstein's monster didn't really he wasn't alive that long.
No, he was alive a really long time.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I guess A tier. Like, is A tier reasonable?
The book of Frankenstein is like a generational drama.
Oh shit.
Frankenstein shows up at Dr. Frankenstein's wedding, and like he looks and he sees his wife in like the mansion room, and Frankenstein walks in, snaps her neck, and leaves.
Oh my god.
What fun.
They have a bad time. The two of them have a very bad time.
I guess like fuck dude. Is A tier reasonable, or is it like, I don't know, how bad is it?
Yeah.
I think A tier, but not as bad as
This sounds slightly worse than Bill
everyone
Murray.
in Dark Souls.
I think worse than Ethan, but below Groundhog Day.
Really?
Yeah, Groundhog Day is just fucking... Like,
Groundhog
insane.
Day is like kind of a gatekeeper here. Like,
Yeah.
you have to go through 3 years of like misery and dying over and over again to beat Bill Murray. You have to be worse than that, and that is kind of hard to do. You have to go through some real fucked up shit to be
You have to
worse
make it
than
through
that.
like a level of cosmic suffering.
And again, Bill Murray does have a happy ending ultimately, but still. All right, Frank Grimes, Homer's enemy from The Simpsons.
Oh my god.
A lot of his suffering was self-inflicted, to be fair. A lot of his suffering was self-inflicted. F? He's not F tier. I think that he, like, I don't think he's, like, I don't know, man.
It's
More
funny
than
that you
Austin
say that.
Powers.
It's very funny that you said Frankenstein was supposed to be hot, because it's like 50-50. He was supposed to be like kind of beautiful, but also you could see all of his blood pumping through his skin because his skin was like half translucent and all of his blood's right beneath it, like all his vessels.
Ew.
And also his hair was like really long and flowing, like an elf, like a Lord of the Rings elf, except it was all like black and matted.
Okay.
Yeah, look.
No, but
look
Homer's
around.
enemy, though. Homer's enemy, though. This is where we're at.
Worse than Austin Powers.
Yeah, like
Homer's enemy...
he just got angry at a stupid person and went insane.
No.
It's more than that. It runs deeper than that.
It runs
The
deeper than
problem
that.
with Homer's enemy. Homer's enemy's life is being a real human being in the world of The Simpsons.
Yeah, he suffers because he was kind of normal, but he lived in the Simpsons universe, and it fucked him up
You have
completely.
to imagine that. Imagine if Bill Murray from Groundhog Day, instead of warping to Repeating Day, warped into the world of Simpsons and had to live in it.
I'd be
And
miserable.
the second they tried to live like anyone else and adjust this cartoon life, it
They
didn't
die?
work for them, and they died.
I don't know. I can't say that he suffered more than fuck. He might be worse than Julius Caesar, but not as bad as Charlie Brown.
True shit.
I think
I
that's.
think-
I hate
I
that.
think that I'm gonna lower Julius Caesar's tier. Honestly,
I think that's fair.
I'm starting to feel like Julius Caesar didn't actually suffer that much. I think he might be in C
Julius-
for Caesar tier. I think
Julius
he's-
Caesar's suffering was comparable to Austin Powers.
Yeah, I think Frank Grimes is C tier, but I don't think he's as bad as Charlie Brown. However, I do think that he's worse than
Charlie
Caesar.
didn't die? Not yet.
Dying, dying isn't like
It's not an
the
automatic
ultimate
like,
suffering.
suffer.
Yeah, like dying sucks, but like it's not the ultimate suffering. Dying is just like it's like a bad. It's like it's bad, but like isn't living a long life where you're just like being tortured the whole time worse? Kind of, yeah. Fate worse
Yeah,
than death.
If
Charlie
you consider
Brown.
the Simpsons mobile game to be canon, he didn't even die. So,
But he had like a funeral. He like died in the show. The
but
mobile game
according
is
to the
not
mobile
canon.
game,
Mobile
he
game is not
medita-
canon.
No, he meditated and learned to dig his way out of his own grave.
I disagree with this. Frodo. What about Frodo from The Lord of the Rings?
I think he didn't suffer at all. He got to go on a cool adventure and meet a dragon.
It was a bad adventure.
The,
It was a very, very bad adventure.
the entire plot of it is ultimately that his adventures sucked and it like fucked him up. Frodo is not C. Frodo had it worse than Frank Grimes from fucking The Simpsons. Come on.
I think anyone who got to meet a dragon can't be
I think
higher than Steve
worse than
here.
Wile E. Coyote. I think the spider alone makes him like worse than Wile E. Coyote.
He did have his soul stabbed. Like that shit
Yeah, that
sucks.
did happen.
He had his soul stabbed and his brain was like invaded by evil forces and he,
Right,
like,
Bilbo at the dragon.
Hard times.
he went to
And
the
also-
island that means you're gonna go die.
And also, you have to remember that after all of his journey about having his whole fucking role and everything, he did fail.
Yeah,
he
he did a
entirely
bad job.
failed, and
His,
he finished it by happenstance.
his
He got
bro
lucky.
had to do everything for him in the end.
No, not even with Sam at the very end. You just got lucky that fucking Gollum attacked him.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
That's it.
Gollum also, by the way, if he was on this list, he's also suffered a decent amount. He's gone through
Yeah.
it. I
Maybe
think
more
Frodo's
so.
gone through it. Frodo might be B tier.
Frodo's big on through it.
Can you
He
tell I
kinda got
haven't
lucky.
watched Lord of the Rings?
I think Frodo
That's
is
awesome. You should
below
watch Lord of the
Wile E.
Rings.
Coyote. I think he's below Wile E. Coyote. But I don't know, man. Frodo went through it so much that he chose to just not be alive anymore, basically, at the end. Like, that's pretty bad,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. He did not go to a spa to live the rest of his life. That's like... He did like the goldfish thing that like you tell a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
what
we
the fish
flushed,
does. You're
we,
like, oh,
we,
yeah.
we released Frodo back to the ocean where he came from.
Yes.
Like,
Send
no,
Frodo to a
man.
farm upstate.
Yeah, he's dead. I think Frodo's worse than the Elric brothers. Like, is this reasonable?
I think they're comparable. I think either way on that one.
The Elric brothers get, like, kind of an optimistic ending. Frodo doesn't. Frodo goes through some shit, and then, like, it fucks him up forever. And that's his entire story. It's just, like, a downer for him. Why is Poe above Frodo? I think Edgar Allan Poe had it way worse than Frodo. I think he went through it.
I'm thinking that Edgar Allan Poe might be only above Wile E. Coyote, personally.
Ah, maybe. Yeah, you know what? I think that's fair. I think we can adjust that. What about The Great Gatsby from The Great Gatsby, though? Where is he at? Where
He
do
had
you...
a rough one.
He had
I don't
a
know
rough
anything about
one, but
Great
I
Gatsby.
don't think it was that bad.
It wasn't that bad. I think he's like a Charlie Brown adult character.
I think The Great Gatsby
I
is
would put
like
him above
if
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown grew up and decided to like fake the identity of somebody else. I think that's what The Great Gatsby would be.
Book or movie specific. Literally none of you know what you're fucking talking about. Literally none of you know what you're talking about. What the hell?
He did.
Yeah.
He suffered way more than the angry
F
video
tier
game
for
nerd.
billionaire. He's rich, low tier.
None of you
Literally
know.
None of you know anything about
Oh,
it.
so
What
you're
the
all
fuck,
fine with the
dude?
Baudelaire orphans being in A tier.
Yeah,
but-
they're rich too. That's the entire
Yep.
thing with their deal is they're like rich.
Oh my god.
I think that Great Gatsby is like above Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I'd say above Charlie Brown.
Like right
Less
above
than Wile E.
Charlie
Coyote.
Brown. Less than Wile E. Coyote, but above Charlie Brown.
The Great Gatsby is an extremely, extremely tragic character.
Yeah, he's like
The
like
Times
a
Credit killed him.
he's like
Yes.
a miserable guy. What about Giles Corey?
Giles Corey. Dude.
So,
I
if
don't
you're
know
not
who that
aware of Giles Corey was a
My
guy
favorite
who was
end.
tried as a witch and was executed, and while being executed, not executed, he was tested for witchcraft. And one of the witchcraft things was that if you, like, cover someone with heavy stones, if they're a witch, they'll just break out of it. And they'll, like, be fine.
Yeah.
Giles Corey was going through this and said, more
Okay,
weight!
I need
And
to
then
completely
died.
specify. The bizarre thing of trying someone to be a witch was the idea of if you're a witch, you'll survive and you'll push the rocks off of you,
Yeah.
and then we'll kill you for being a witch.
Yeah.
But if you die, you're not a witch, and sorry about that.
Yeah,
That's
whoops!
God,
Oopsie.
God will sort it out.
God will sort it out.
Didn't mean to do
was
that.
what we did. And Giles Corey, they were like, confess so that we can put you to jail and then burn you.
He was like, more weight!
It's like, no. More weight, dude.
Classic
Put more rocks
quote,
on me.
Giles
You
Corey,
gotta trust me.
more weight. I think
Shoot
that,
death to a guy
I
otherwise.
think C is fair.
Yeah, I think C is fair. He didn't suffer as much as Austin Powers.
He didn't suffer as much as Austin Powers. He was also reportedly like an old guy.
Yeah.
So he went through most of his life fine, and then at the very end, like when he was probably gonna die anyways, was like, more weight, and he got a banger quote and then died. I think that's not as bad as Austin Powers. I think that's fine.
That's so funny. That's so funny. The idea of having to recreate the sequence of Giles Corey.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I think Giles Corey was alright.
The man of the hour.
Yeah, 81, that's so old for the 1600s. Pretty good run.
Here's the thing, 1600s, what people don't remember is that at that time, most human beings still lived to like 75, 80 years old.
Yeah.
That was like normal.
But I'm
It's
saying,
just that
like,
a
it's not
large
like he was,
number of
it's
people
not like,
died at like 1 year
it's
old.
not like he was killed unceremoniously at a young age or something. You know, he was 81. Alright, what about Alexander Hamilton from Hamilton?
Musical.
How much did he suffer?
D.
How much did he go through it?
I don't think he's a D.
Real Alexander Hamilton S for having to deal with having someone write fan fiction about you in depth.
Oh my god.
I think Alexander Hamilton might have suffered as much as Wile E. Coyote.
No way. I disagree. I think Alexander Hamilton had it better than I think he had it better
He had
than
it better than AVGN.
I think he had it better than Angry
Better than
Video.
fucking AVGN.
Okay, then I guess he's at the fucking bottom of D. He like
Yup.
is fine. most of his problems were self-inflicted.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are. Like, it was mostly self-inflicted. AVGN has suffered more. Hamilton hasn't played a single shitty game that sucks ass. Like, I'm willing to say it. What about Harry Potter?
His life ended up pretty good.
Like, he got to be a cop
Yeah.
at the end. That was awesome.
He became a cop. He was in like cool wizard school.
Yeah. Shit was sick for Harry Potter. That dude was awesome.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Harry Potter suffered. Harry Potter.
More than Hamilton.
Harry Potter suffered a decent amount, but also, like, here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my
I'm
god.
making a new tier.
Oh my
no.
god. You can't say suffered in quotes. He literally did.
I'm doing this. Okay,
He literally.
I'm making a
Harry
new
Potter's
tier.
not fucking self-insert, dude.
I'm making a new tier. Went through it, but is annoying. Oh shit! Sorry. This is
Dude, his
wrong.
fucking foster parents made him live in a closet and lock the doors every fucking night.
Yeah,
dude.
that was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
no. Harry Potter
Dude,
definitely
and
went through
also
it.
they moved to a fucking 2-inch island in like the stormiest sea in the world.
Yeah, like Harry Potter's life does suck, but he is like annoying about it.
He gets like a month worth of freedom from being abused by his fucking foster parents, and he gets sucked into a fucking wizard war where everybody exists to kill him.
Yeah.
And then after all that's over, he has a really good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
That
but
doesn't-
things
went through
His
it. He
uncle
went through it,
dies, and his
dude.
friends die, and yada yada
He
yada.
literally
Who
went
cares?
through it.
He's
Yeah,
a wizard.
Boots kind of pulling me over to his side.
I
He
think that
literally
he,
went through it.
I think he definitely went
That
through
doesn't
it.
matter, dude.
Above B, under Origin of Human Suffering. maybe.
Yeah.
We're not ranking on how much you fucking like them or not. Him
I think
becoming
that-
a fucking wizard cop
No,
at the end
here's my
doesn't
thing.
matter.
Here's my thing. I think he's above B because I think he would be high B. His life did suck mostly, and like everyone you know died, but he is annoying, and I think that makes him. He is like a decent
Less
tier.
sympathetic to suffering.
Harry Potter goes above Edgar Allan Poe, and that's right.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with where he is. He has his own little tier that he gets to live in right
No,
now.
but I don't like that little tier because he's above Frodo.
That's true.
That is true. Oh, he might.
Wait,
Okay, fine.
wait, split it into B plus and B minus, and Harry's in the middle.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Oh shit! I just deleted something. What did I delete?
No?
I have no idea.
I
You
think
deleted the Adam and Eve tier.
I deleted Adam and Eve
Oh,
tier.
yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm
Okay, sorry. Let me fix that.
The Jedi are pretty much
Origin
wizard
of
cops, too.
human
No, they
suffering.
literally aren't. The Jedi were not wizard cops.
Okay. Let's
wizard religion, and then a war happened, and they were the only people who fight with swords or whatever, and because they were built, they all became military people.
let's move on to
And then they became
let's move on to Howie from Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems.
All of Howie's suffering could have been avoided.
This is a new tier.
He doesn't see it as him suffering. He's just like running through it.
He's
like,
having a
high on
great
adrenaline.
time.
I
the
think
whole
this is a
time.
new
Yeah,
tier.
even up until the moment he dies.
This is a new
The
tier.
moment.
This is a new tier. Totally self-inflicted.
And loving it.
No, totally
He's going through it.
self-inflicted
He's-
tier.
He's very much going through
He's
it.
going through it, but it is 100% self-inflicted. Nobody made him go through it. He decided to go through it, and he
Yep.
loved going through it, and for that, he does get his own tier
He does
below
come
B
while
tier.
going through.
Because his going through it, I would say, is worse than Frank Grimes from Homer's Enemy. But he also chose to go through it. I think that being above that is like victim of circumstance to a degree. Like Charlie Brown didn't choose to go through it. He was given like the fact that he has to go through it from birth. Yeah, I think this is where he is. Wile E. Coyote is an animal, and I think that gives him a little bit of leeway. I kind of think a lot of it is self-inflicted for Wile E. Coyote. He could just go after a different animal, but I do
Yeah,
think...
Angry
I
Video
think it's
Game Nerd is in fact not suffering at all. So
I
he
think
doesn't go in
there
that
is
tier.
a mental break there that's a problem.
Yeah, I think that self-inflicted is its own
appreciate what
category.
Ruffy is saying. Ruffy's saying, I think the experience of watching Howie go through it, it should be C tier at least.
No,
And
yeah.
we went over this. That Wile E. Coyote was not driven by, or Wile E. Coyote was driven by hunger, but that's bullshit. Because he buys all the Acme shit. He could just
Yeah, he's
buy
addicted.
He buys all the...
He's
Yeah,
literally addicted.
yeah, I think...
Maybe he's sponsored. Maybe he's being manipulated by the Acme Corporation. Like, maybe they're, like, pushing all that shit on. Maybe that's how they're testing stuff, dude. Like,
More
they give
weight
him the
is
product
not
free Acme
self-inflicted.
shit. Okay.
What if they give him the fucking, like, Acme
Listen.
beta products?
We don't have
Oh
time
my
to
God.
theorize about this, because we have to rank Icarus from mythology.
Icarus was a bitch, dude. Put him in D.
I think Icarus is self-inflicted.
Yeah, but he also didn't. Well, he was in prison, I guess, so that's fair.
He was in prison and shit, but he did, like, his ultimate suffering, the moral of his story was him deciding to be a fucking dumb
What's funny?
idiot.
Yeah,
The story
Daedalus
of
was
Icarus-
like, "Hey, bro, don't go too high or too low."
The
Okay.
story of Icarus is literally the same as Uncut Gems, except
Yeah.
for like a different era.
These are two Icarus stories right next to each other. He wasn't 9.
Like,
Do you see this picture of him? He
no,
was
he
like
was. He
he was 9. I thought he was like a teen. He was like a 16-year-old. He was like a cool 16-year-old.
9?
He was like a little baby man.
Okay, well, you should have fucking listened then. Listen to your parents. That's what Icarus' story is.
jail though. Yeah, that doesn't change it.
Yeah,
Like, I
don't
think he's
fuck.
right where
You don't
he
have to
belongs.
do spin kicks while you're escaping from jail. Just be like normal. I think he's totally self-inflicted.
Mhm.
What do we think
Ice
about
King.
the Ice King from Adventure Time?
Ice King oh, dude, he went. Through
His
it.
life sucks.
He went through
Oh my
it, man.
God.
Dude, he went through it. That's
This
a,
man went through it.
this is the guy that went through it, man. He went through it.
I think this is another like.
I think
Maybe
he
A or
might.
S tier.
I think he might.
be an S tier, dude.
I think that he breaks the Bill Murray barrier, and once you break the Bill Murray barrier, you like you're there are limitless options.
I think he's S tier. I think like legitimately this is a character that is S tier.
His life sucks. There's not a single happy thing for the Ice King from Adventure Time. He's fucking miserable. Everything sucks. He's terrible.
But he's just like wacky fun. Like he doesn't give a shit.
No, but that's part of why
it-
he's gone through it.
He's like
but
he's suffering inside the crown the whole time.
the going through it is more on Marceline's end of it.
No,
She's like watching this happen to him.
no,
Well,
that it's happening
Unfortunately,
to him.
this is dudes who've been through it. So
Oh my god.
That's why Mrs. Puff is on the list.
yeah, she's a dude. She's just one of the guys, you know. She's just one of the guys. I think it's fair to say Ice King is the first S tier. I think he could be an S tier. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, like he just
I don't get it.
it all goes to shit, and then he gets his wife back or whatever, and then she immediately turns into a demigod or something. Like, ah, boy.
Yeah, that would suck. That shit would suck. What about Javert from
Javert?
from
God,
less
where does Javert
miserables, less miserables.
I think Javert goes at the peak of human suffering, which is, I think, like right above Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know who's after them.
The
Harry
peak
Potter?
of human suffering right now is Ethan from Heavy Rain.
Oh my god.
Ethan is as bad as it gets for a person, and I think no one can actually top Ethan. I think that is literally as bad as it can humanly
I
get
think
for
you're
a
right.
human being.
Yeah,
I think you're
pretty
right.
bad.
But Javert is pretty high up there. I think Javert might be...
Javert, Edgar Allan Poe, Harry Potter tier. Or
Yeah.
higher.
Javert, I think, had it worse. I think he didn't have it as bad as Frodo, but I think that he had it worse than the Elric brothers from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, because he didn't have fucking superpowers. He had to.
Yeah, he just sucked. He was just like a guy still.
Yeah.
He mostly ran around and was miserable all the time.
Yeah.
Jesus has something to
Speaking of the peak of human suffering, Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
Oh my god.
Probably
Jesse
right
Pinkman?
below Ethan, honestly.
Yeah, at first it was a little bit of karma, and then it stopped being
Yeah,
that.
I feel like Jesse
Yeah.
from Breaking Bad, like, is a more, like, grounded version of, like, a human being suffering as much as is humanly possible without
Yeah.
any
I
supernatural
think you're right.
influence.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Jesse Pinkman had to sit in a pit being tortured by the worst character in his show for, like, months. That shit sucks, and he only got to eat Ben & Jerry's sometimes instead of every night.
Yeah.
He was a meth slave for, it was a long time, I think, right? Like, he was a meth-making slave for a year, yeah.
Oh my god.
That shit
And then
sucks,
and
dude.
he has to live in secrecy forever afterward.
Dude,
Like,
Jesse fucking has it. I'm gonna be honest. I think Jesse Pinkman has it worse than Azrael from
Yep.
Undertale. I think Jesse
Yeah.
Pinkman is like if a Dark Souls character was real.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
I don't know,
like,
I think above Ethan. I think there's like a supernatural threshold to cross.
I think that there doesn't. I think that, like, I don't know, man. I think Ethan's suffering is like less extended. Jesse Pinkman is like the rest of your life is fucked up completely.
I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
going-
Above Ethan.
I think.
Not
I'm-
above Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I think above Groundhog Day, below Azrael.
Here's the thing, Groundhog Day, my mentality for Groundhog Day is he has 3 bad years, but does ultimately come out a better person for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Jesse Pinkman's
that's-
in a hole for a year, like making meth and
Like,
getting
that's the- my
tortured
comparison
physically.
is Groundhog Day, he gets to go through like an absolute infinite nightmare, basically, and then comes out okay. Azrael goes through an infinite nightmare and then dies at the end of it. And Jesse Pinkman, I
Jesse
think, ends
Pinkman's
up
the
in
middle
between those.
because he goes
Yeah.
through a nightmare and he does like there's some hope for Jesse Pinkman, but his life is still not like good at the end. There's not like a hope. There's not like a happy ending. You know. Okay, what about Jesus though? Where do you put Jesus
okay.
Christ of Nazareth?
Jesus Christ needs to go right next to Anakin Skywalker because they're the same
they're
character.
the same person, yeah.
I think Anakin had it slightly worse than Jesus.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. Jesus went through it, and that's the difference. When
Jesus went
Anakin came to the point of self-sacrifice to the rest of the Jedi and all the fucking planets or whatever, he gave up because he loved his girlfriend too much.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck it. Okay, I'm evil now. Jesus in that position said, okay, whatever, kill me.
Jesus is so tragic.
Jesus died for our sins. Anakin Skywalker died for no reason.
Jesus isn't
No, Jesus
totally
is not-
It's
self-inflicted.
not so, Jesus is like the most passive person alive.
Jesus just stands around and like lets shit happen, kinda.
He did canonically visit heaven and hell when he died. Yeah,
That's
I think
awesome.
visiting hell automatically puts you in like I'm gonna put the Lord Jesus Christ above Anakin Skywalker.
I feel like they're like right next to each other. There's like an equal sign in between these two guys.
Lord _ C dubs. Don't apply logistics to it.
Yeah.
It's like it's just we gotta feel it. It's a case by case.
What about Joan of Arc?
Joan of Arc.
I don't know shit about Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc's main thing was being burned alive.
She was
Oh my
burned
God.
alive. That's what I do know.
She was burned
like
alive. I don't think Joan of Arc's life was particularly terrible.
Pretty bad. It was indeed pretty bad.
It was bad, but it was like, oh, she was tortured as a witch. Yeah,
the English tortured her as a witch.
definitely did it. You can be a
war.
Jesus freak. It's fine to fucking love Jesus. I don't care.
And then also they made her into the first girl boss.
Oh, she was a dude. The fact that she was the original RBG is the worst thing. That sucks for her. She was a child soldier. Being a child soldier does suck.
Please don't talk about Clone High.
Also, claiming to hear God, maybe she had a mental illness of some sort, you know? That's going through it.
Maybe she also did.
Maybe she heard God. Yeah, maybe she was awesome.
What was... Joan of Arc was in the news for something, like some newspaper said
she came back.
She was non-binary or something. And
I was
like,
gonna say that word for word.
the English were very, very mad.
I think that Joan of Arc is probably...
Yeah. New movie.
I think Joan of Arc went through more shit than Edgar Allan Poe. Ultimately. I think that's like not unfair.
Yep.
Like, I think that being a child soldier is pretty bad. But Harry Potter was also a child soldier.
Harry Potter got the plus because he had magic. Joan of Arc didn't have magic.
Yeah.
If Joan of Arc really was a witch, then she could have gone Pectum Patrono.
She could have been like...
What the hell is that one?
That's the one that turns you into like a bird.
Alright, here's my big question though. What about Job from the story of Job?
I don't know a lot about Job.
This is as bad as it gets for anybody. This is the top of S tier.
I think.
I think that Job is literally the worst that you can get. Like, it's impossible. There is...
Explain Job to me.
Job? Okay, let me story of Job.
Do you want to open it up? Do you want to open up the story of Job?
I can just tell the story of Job really fast. I'll summarize it. I'll give you the clip notes.
Okay,
God and the devil make a bet. And the bet is that the devil is gonna torture Job as much as fucking possible without killing him. And if he gives up his faith because he's a big God lover, then the devil wins. And if he doesn't, then God wins. It's unclear what the thing they get from winning is, but it's a bet. So
Just
the
for
devil kills all of Job's family. His whole family has like 5 kids and a wife. They all die. He destroys his livelihood. He destroys his farm because he's like a farmer. He covers his body in boils. Like, his entire life is destroyed.
All of Job's friends are like, wow, what's going on, Job? This sucks.
There is a scene in the story of Job where Job's, like, staff for his farm is giving him the latest bad news, and they're interrupted by more staff running up to give him the newer bad news. Because everything in his life is going wrong so fast because the devil is just fucking his shit up.
Everybody around him starts avoiding him because they agree that he must have done something to insult God, and that's why he's being tortured constantly.
Yeah, so he also gets Charlie Browned.
Yeah,
And
Wait, that latest chat message, is that part of it?
Yeah, that is part of it.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And ultimately, God wins. Job never gives up on God, and Job's godly reward is he gets a new wife and kids. Not the ones that he like had to get killed by the devil.
Oh my god.
He just gets new ones. And then the story ends. So he went through it and his reward sucked. Negative RNG. Yeah, he doesn't get his situation restored. He just gets a new wife, and that's like it. Like his kids and his original wife that he like fell in love with are dead still.
Yeah, that sucks. He gave Adam and Eve kids, and they ignored him.
Yeah. So Job is like literally top of S tier, I think. Like
There's something so fucking funny about going through the story of Job, and it's followed by, well, Ice King's suffering is timeless, though.
I think that Job suffered more than the Ice King from Adventure Time. I think that that's fair to say. I think that he had it worse. What about John Henry?
John Henry, dude.
No idea.
John Henry was a real one, man.
John Henry was like the first Sigma.
Yeah. No, like legitimately.
Like 100% the first Sigma male ever. I think that like most
John
of it,
Henry is like the patron saint of being mad at technology.
John Henry was sick as fuck. John Henry said, "I don't fucking you take that steam engine and shove it up your ass. I'm John Henry. I'm gonna hammer on these rails." And then he died from hammering on the rails too much, so it didn't work out for him.
Dude.
He like fucking, I think he
ass.
like lost still, but
No, he won.
oh, he won. Yeah, he won and then he
Yeah.
died. So it like is kind of a
Yeah.
weird victory.
Yeah, he warned us about technology and then nobody listened.
So he got kind of like, in the end, yeah, he was a steel driving man. He got to savor his victory a little bit, and that makes the going through it of like dying at the end slightly less bad. John Henry's badass. John Henry's cool as
John
fuck.
Henry is
John Henry's my favorite
Classic.
American mythological figure by a lot.
Dude, how come we never watched the Disney American Icons movie?
I don't want to. I think John Henry,
No,
like,
it's really good.
I think John Henry, like, he went through it, but I don't think he went through it, like, as much as some other people, because he did get, like, he got, like, a moment of satisfaction, and he, like, kicked ass also.
He was
Don't say-
playable in Codename Steam.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
He
a
was.
bad fate, actually. That's terrible for him. That sucks.
Strong C. I think Strong C is fair.
I think that he
Did John Henry have it worse than Kyle's Corey? Yeah, yeah,
He
'cause
was-
in his prime.
he was in his prime. He also was like a black man in America at that time period, which is just like
Yeah.
automatic going through it points. I
Yeah,
think.
that's a big one. That's a big one.
I think he probably is like top of C tier. I think he had it worse for most of his life than like Frank Grimes did
In
from
between
The
us-
Simpsons.
Yeah, definitely top.
Frank Grimes
Yeah.
dethroned as Sea
I
King.
don't think he was a slave, but I might be wrong about that.
I don't know. I don't know what the lore backstory
It's,
is.
it's a story that's been spread in so many different ways that like it might have just been wiped.
I mean, yeah, it's a folk tales. So, what about Jonathan Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Jonathan Joestar started off really strong, and then after Dio showed up, everything went completely
This
to
is
shit.
like this is a theme. There are a lot of characters who are like a rich guy whose life ends up becoming completely shit. And Jonathan Joestar is one of those guys.
Yeah, I think he also is worse off than Adam and Eve.
Oh, I think he's worse off than Adam and Eve. I have to clarify this. When I was making this list, my mindset for Jonathan Joestar is like a lot of his life was like happy, I'm a little rich boy with a dog, and then a fucking little weird freak shows up and starts living with him, kills his family, bakes his dog in the oven, like wants to have a deadly showdown with him. Jonathan Joestar kind of wins, but then dies ultimately.
Yes.
And then gets his body stolen by the guy who he was like sworn enemies with and who took everything. Like he loses everything to one dude.
But
But
Adam and Eve,
for the least. What are you talking about?
Adam and Eve had their whole thing, and also they had 2 kids, and one of them killed the other with a rock.
yeah, Jonathan
Like-
Joestar didn't even get to see if his kid was gonna kill anyone with a rock though. Like he didn't even get
He
to
has
know
a
that.
strong bloodline. He's got like a fun bloodline. It's like, wee.
I think that
Oh,
Jonathan Joestar, I think, is worse off than Adam and Eve. He has that classic Adam and Eve template of like shit's all right and then gets bad, and I think his bad was worse.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Joestar's kid got killed by Dia too. Yeah, that happened in one
Shiver
point.
Yuki has an excellent point.
Let me see.
That sucks! Your mortal enemy
Okay.
steals your body and has a child with
That's
it.
so
What the fuck?
fucking gross.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that.
I'm gonna say Jonathan Joestar probably had it. I don't know. I think he's an A tier. I don't know where he is in A tier.
I think he has it worse than Heavy Rain.
Really? I guess. I don't know.
I could see it. Like he could go back and forth either way.
I think Heavy Rain had it worse because, like, I think Heavy Rain might have it worse.
Okay, I can. See
I think here's like there's
Heavy
supernatural
Rain
shit.
gets no moment of happiness out of it.
Yeah, I think there's like supernatural shit, but I don't think his Jonathan Joestar's suffering wasn't supernatural. It was like just bad. What about the Joker?
Or is it this specific Joker?
I don't know. It's just like the Joker in general.
I think the Joker usually ends up having a pretty good time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did
Yeah.
he go through it? Is the question.
I
Did
mean,
he
he's
go
been through it, especially if we're talking Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Like he does
Yeah,
go
Joaquin
through
Phoenix
it.
Joker. Like, if we commit to that, which I think is probably the Joker
I think we should do that.
most
I think
consistently
Joaquin
went through
Phoenix
it.
Joker went through it the most. So it's fair to
like,
pick
that's
that the Joker that
miserable.
we go
That's-
off of.
Oh.
He's
He
yeah
went
he
through it and loves it.
he went through it,
Yeah,
but
I mean, the Joker went
but
through
I
it,
have
so-
to say now he gets to be in a musical with Lady Gaga.
So
yeah,
true.
yeah, that's gonna change it, dude.
So I
That's-
think
that's
he
what's gonna
can't.
push it.
I think he can't have suffered as much as Giles Corey.
Yeah, I think I.
I
Giles Corey
agree.
never got to be with Lady Gaga. Is he like?
Big
Is he
agree.
low C?
Who's at top? See, I can't.
I think
see it
so.
on the
If you
track,
think of the movie Joker, Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah,
Joker,
movie
it's
Joker.
like real bad.
It's
like
pretty
it's
bad.
real bad.
It's
he
pretty
goes
bad.
pretty bad.
Worse than Frank Grimes.
I think he's definitely worse than Frank Grimes.
And I don't know enough about John Henry to.
John Henry might have had it worse than Charlie Brown. That feels right to say.
I think Charlie Brown needs to be knocked down a peg.
I think Joker had it worse than Jay Gatsby. Like Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yep.
John
I feel
Henry
like-
might need to
you
be
know what?
bumped up.
I feel like Joker goes right next to Edgar Allan Poe. They have similar vibes.
That's true.
Oh shit, so true.
I think that's true. I'm gonna say this seems reasonable to me. This seems reasonable.
He
Moving some
seems
stuff around.
inflated. Is there redistribution?
I'm gonna move Charlie Brown to top of C tier as the gatekeeper.
Okay,
C for Charlie.
I think that's right. Jonesy's fine. He met The Rock.
Yeah, I
he had
don't
to
know
go
why
to jail.
Jonesy is on this list.
He had to go to
He
jail.
went to jail. Jonesy went
He
to
turned into a
jail.
wolf.
He turned.
Jonesy
That's
is
awesome
fine.
though.
He
Wait, that's
met
not a
The
bad
Rock.
thing. Jonesy went to jail. His world got destroyed and shit.
No, Jonesy made a commune with himself. That's incredible.
That's
That's
weird
not good.
though. That's toxic behavior.
I don't know about
Yo,
that.
by the way, Goku's in Fortnite now, so go buy that shit and use my creator code Qweave on checkout.
Which is a real code.
And if you use the code Qweave while buying purchases with your V-Bucks, I get a cut of your V-Bucks money. Jonesy has died in every way imaginable.
Yeah, Jonesy's in a Groundhog Day situation, but it's awesome.
But
So-
yeah, it's like cool Groundhog Day.
It's like Groundhog Day, except 50% of the time he gets killed by a big banana.
I think Jonesy has it worse off than Hamilton, but I
Yeah.
don't think he has it as bad as the angry video game nerd. I think this is reasonable to me.
Yeah, this is great. This
Liddy's
is great.
face at the bottom of D's
Liddy-
is looking at me.
What do you think about
Oh,
King Midas?
Oh, King Midas is rough, dude.
King Midas got fucked, man.
King Midas got seriously fucked.
King Midas turned his daughter into a gold statue. That's a bummer. I would hate
That's
that.
fucked.
I would hate that shit. It is self-inflicted. King Midas might be in a totally self-inflicted
Yeah,
tier.
but it's self-inflicted.
But it's
also,
like he couldn't. Like, what was he
he
supposed
just
to
didn't
do?
think through it enough. He just didn't think it through.
I think that
It's
it's,
like
self-inflicted.
King Midas did push the button and got it wrong.
Yeah, that's basically what
Like, that's all it
happened.
comes
But I
down
have to
to.
say, I think that King Midas is self-inflicted, but I think he's a more drastic case than Howie
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Yep.
Breaking Gems or Icarus.
Like, I think even if it's self-inflicted, he's probably... I feel like we should raise totally self-inflicted to, like, above C.
I think that's fair. I think that at this
Yeah,
point,
they're pretty bad.
these guys are all worse off than Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown is a real like. Charlie Brown's purpose is grounding us and being like, all right, did Charlie Brown suffer more than this guy?
Charlie
fucking Brown.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's had a hard one though. What about Luigi?
He's I mean, he kind of gets shafted sometimes.
You know, he
He's
got it.
had
That's about it.
Big
He-
ghost mansion
He had to
3
go through a
times.
ghost house. That sucks.
Less than Jonesy. More than Hamilton.
Luigi, his years sucked, by the way.
His year
Yeah.
was
That
yep.
I would hate if I had a year
His
named
year
after
was
me,
the last
and
good year of the company.
yeah, but it also was a horrific year financially, and that would be bad for.
Yeah.
I would hate that. So
Like, literally everything started getting bad following the year of Luigi.
I feel like Luigi has it worse than Jonesy,
Yeah, that's a
but
good one.
not
I'd
as
say
bad as the
worse
angry
than-
video game
No,
nerd.
definitely worse than Angry Video.
Really, you think so?
Yeah. Seeing ghosts is a big problem.
Yeah, that's true. The angry video
goes a
game
long
nerd
way.
hasn't had to deal with like ghost mansions. Really, that shit would suck. And the Luigi's brother always gets turned into a painting. That's a bummer. What about Luke Skywalker?
Luke Skywalker, not high at all.
No,
Not
he
high at all.
has
He's
gone
been-
through it. He's undeniably has gone through it.
He's gone through it.
His
but he's
aunt
not,
and uncle
like-
got turned into skeletons. His dad was a robot man who cut his hand off, and then he
I
fucking
feel like
gets and then
Luke
he drinks
Skywalker
blue
goes
juice.
around John Henry.
I think that Luke Skywalker is bottom of B tier.
Mile B? Yeah, I agree.
I think that
he's-
Jay Gatsby
No,
had
yeah,
it worse.
that's right. You're right. I think that's completely fair. His rebellion.
Wait,
was
why
also-
is Luigi
that's not
above
true at all.
AVGN?
It's an all for
because
nothing. They literally
because
overthrew the
Luigi had to
Empire.
go through a ghost house.
Okay.
That's it. I don't know. I feel like the AVGN should be higher than Luigi still.
Yeah,
I feel like
I very
AVGN
much
should be
think so.
higher. I think AVGN is subjected to horrors every day of his life. Luigi has like one day of going through a ghost house every couple of years.
Bro, this isn't a fucking pity tier list. It's who's been through it.
I think
AVGN's
AVGN's been
more.
through it.
I'm
Still.
not talking to you. I'm talking to chat.
Most of the time, Luigi is just hanging out at the Mario house.
AVGN has not been through more than Luigi. That's not even a fucking question.
I think
Luigi has
AVGN's been
died
through it.
multiple times.
Yeah, Luigi dies all the time. That's
What has Luigi gone through? I need you to tell us
Luigi has,
what Luigi's gone
Luigi
through.
has fallen in lava and burnt his butt and gone. "Oh,
Luigi ran into a Goomba and went, oh! That shit's fucked up. How do you get through that?
Luigi is not forced to live in his brother's shadow. He elects to live in his brother's shadow.
Totally
Have you
self-inflicted
seen
tear.
Luigi's negative zone, dude? Where he expels all of his
Fine,
trauma?
Luigi can
That's
be
your
above
one
the
glowing
angry
green
video
orb
gamer.
that
He
makes
has
people
trauma.
dance.
He has trauma.
AVGN can't do that.
I forgot about the trauma part of it.
What about Michael Afton from Five Nights at Freddy's?
All right.
The purple guy's
let's see.
son. I don't know about this one. I need to be
killed
educated.
Watched the
Younger
video
brother.
like 3 times.
He killed his younger brother.
That's pretty
Accidentally.
bad.
That's
He didn't know.
like
He
fucking
accidentally
sucks.
killed his younger brother by crushing his head in a big robot suit.
Ooh,
Then he
that's a
found out
bummer.
his dad is a mass murderer
found his
and
dad's
went
a
to
mass murderer.
investigate and got
Went
his.
out to investigate, found out his
Elizabeth
mom
Afton?
got murdered too, and also his younger sister.
Younger sister, all his family
And
got
all of them have been
fucking
turned
murdered
into
and put in
robots.
robots.
And then
And
the
also,
robot
he's a
versions
walking
of the-
corpse.
The
And he's a
robot
walking
versions
corpse.
of him. The robot versions of his dead family members manipulated him into walking into like a robot compression, like deconstruction room, and ripped his body open and put all their robot parts into him to live in his body. And then
Yep.
they rotted really fast and left his body, and his body stayed alive.
That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. I'll
It's
admit
pretty
it.
bad.
But is it as bad as Charlie Brown?
And then,
think
oh wait,
so.
and then he burned to death at the end, right? Doesn't he canonically burn
Wait,
to death?
okay, hold on. If Luigi can deconstruct reality just through like the gravity of his trauma, doesn't that mean he's suffered more than Charlie Brown?
I don't think so, because I don't think
No.
his trauma is as bad as
No,
Charlie
because
Brown's.
you have to remember, Luigi's, what it does is it's raw negative energy. It's
Yeah.
negative energy expressed to such a degree that you can see it. It's not necessarily that he's gone through it or that
It's that he's
traumatized
he's
through
like
it.
bottling his feelings up.
You know when like you're in a room with somebody and you're like in like you're chatting to someone and they're very clearly bothered by something, and it's like kind of weighing over the conversation.
Charlie Brown football is worse than Dead Robot Family or
Luigi
whatever.
is that
Fully
to
agree.
such a degree that it makes an energy field around him that physically affects you.
Want a break from the ads?
Yeah. Please, God, please. Michael Afton, I'm gonna say
I think he's pretty bad.
he could be A tier, right? He's like A tier.
I think he's higher than A tier.
Yeah.
I think he's S tier. Like,
He
he's
definitely
No, wait,
suffered
no,
more
A
than
tier, A
Jonathan.
tier. I thought I meant higher than B tier. He's in A tier. He's in A tier somewhere.
I'm thinking somewhere next to Azrael.
Yeah, I think next to Jesse
After
Pinkman is
Azrael,
great.
before Jesse Pinkman is really good.
Like this is pretty good.
Yeah, I think either side of Jesse Pinkman is good.
Yeah, I think this is reasonable.
He has it better than Azrael. He'll have it better than Azrael if he lives like another 100 years or whatever.
Oh.
What about Morty?
Fuck
Morty
No
is
idea.
also up there.
Morty,
Morty is like
Morty gets
He
fucked,
does
man.
go through a lot.
Morty
He does
kind of
Morty is
goes
like-
through it.
Morty by default is already in like Azrael grouping.
I would be pretty
Just because
fucked up
you
if
have
we-
they're.
okay.
reality shit.
Are we
too.
talking about
Oh,
Morty,
geez,
Rick
Rick.
and Morty, or Morty, all the Morty?
Even if we go just to Morty, like
I'm
even
gonna
if we go
say,
like,
I'm
main
gonna
Morty,
say the main Morty is like,
he had
the
to
one that
bury
fucks
his
up.
own
Morty?
dead body after killing it.
That is pretty
Like,
fucked
yeah.
up. I would hate that. I also I would be pretty fucked up if I learned that there are like an infinite number of me and they're basically all cannon fodder that like suck universally. Like that would mess me up pretty badly. He also gets his like limbs cut off like with relative frequency. And he has Groundhog Day died a couple of times.
Yeah,
That's pretty like I feel like that is like yeah, he's like pretty fucked up. Like
he's pretty up there. I think he's pretty up there.
I think
What
he's
about you,
higher
Morty?
than some. I think that he's higher than a Rick and Morty hater may want to suggest. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Morty actually has gone through it like crazy.
love
Yeah,
him or hate
he's
him,
gone
he's
through quite a
gone
bit.
through it.
He's gone
Gone
through it.
I think he's up there with at least maybe above Azrael, maybe above Jesus. Honestly,
Please don't put Morty above
No,
Jesus.
no, Morty was not above Jesus. Morty was not above Jesus.
I think Morty gets stopped by the gatekeeper that is literally everybody in Dark Souls. I don't think he has it that bad, but I do think that he's actually really high up because his life is extraordinarily fucked up. And being like, I think that you get bonus points for having like a fucked up life and while you're like a 13-year-old or whatever, instead of like you're like 40.
Great, don't make that my middle name. Don't put that there.
Speaking of Jesus, what
Don't
about
make that my
Moses?
quote.
What do we think about
What about
Moses? He went through it.
He
Did he
go
end
through
up?
it.
What happened to Moses?
I don't
Did he
know
end
what.
up okay?
Yeah, I don't know what Moses' ending was.
I think he ended up okay.
Yeah, he like went through it for a really
He
long
could do
time.
cool shit though. He like did cool shit.
He
No,
did
he
cool
wasn't
shit.
doing it. He was just telling people that cool shit would happen, and then it did. He died during the journey through the desert.
That's not true.
He sees the promised land and then dies looking at it.
What? That's such a fucking bummer, dude. That sucks
That's
for
kind
Moses.
of really funny.
That's a bummer for Moses. What the hell?
Oh, he did his job, dude.
That's so sad. I'm sad for Moses.
Poor guy.
What did he do wrong? Why did he get fucked like that? That's not fair.
No, he didn't get fucked, because in like
Yeah, I was about to mention he went to go get the 10 Commandments and came back to everyone being a heretic.
Yep.
That
yeah, that
sucks.
did happen.
Yeah, I think
That
Moses
did
went
happen.
through it, man. I think Moses actually went through it a lot.
I
He
whenever
said,
I
"I
think
can't
of Moses,
believe."
I think of that
Wandering
What's
through
it
the
called? That
desert for
animated
40
movie?
years and all you have to survive off of is like nasty ass fucking food from heaven that's like not even good.
I
Bummer.
think of the fucking there's that what's it called? That animated movie where everyone's like a lion and they're all like very, very poorly modeled.
Yeah.
Lion King.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's a retelling of the story of Moses.
Lion
Except
King 1.5.
They're all lions. They're all lion furries.
Okay.
And a big pink talking cat's leading everyone around.
Lion
I
King
think
2.
of that. I think of that all the time because there's a scene where Moses does come back and they're all dancing around like a golden pig, and he just starts yelling, "No, no!"
You're worshiping false idols. Stop it. I think Moses is next to Jesus.
Yeah.
Which,
think
you
that's
know,
I
makes
think that's-
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's reasonable.
Makes sense. This is like biblical tier, kind of.
That movie
Yeah,
calls
with
him
Morty in it
Noah.
and Azrael.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about Mozart?
Azrael fits in there too.
What about Mozart?
Dude, Mozart got fucked.
Mozart
man.
got fucked, but he had some fun.
What was the classical guy that went deaf?
That was Beethoven.
Yeah, it's Beethoven.
Yeah.
That's Beethoven.
Mozart mostly just like went insane and got sick and
R.I.P.
died.
Mozart. He would have loved the furry
Okay,
family. He would have.
but-
He actually would have.
but-
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
his name was Wolfgang.
Yeah, he's sick as hell.
He's sick as hell.
Wolfgang's a
Mozart was
badass
so
name.
fucking cool, dude. Mozart's like legitimately one of the cooler like historical music figures.
Fucking Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and he was like a party animal, and then he dies in like just a sad way and gets thrown into like a pauper's grave.
I'm continuing on Alster's statement that said R.A.P. Mozart, you would have loved the furry fandom, with a quote about Mozart that says, less well known, however, is that Mozart loved to imitate a cat.
That's
He would
sick.
rehearse an opera with his singers, and he'd suddenly grow bored and leap over tables and chairs, meowing and turning somersaults.
That's so
That kicks
cool.
ass.
Mozart went through it, but
He's
I don't.
fucking awesome.
I think that he's like C tier though.
He made a
Yeah.
long, extended song that's just looping the phrase "lick my ass" repeatedly.
Yeah, like Mozart went through it, but a lot of his going through it was at the end, and before that point, he was like a party guy, like a weird party guy, basically. I think he's below Giles Corey, but he's above Luigi.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect spot.
I
for
think
him.
he went through
Yep.
worse shit than Luigi's gone through. But he didn't get
Mozart was
executed
sick,
for
dude.
witchcraft.
Mozart was like legitimately sick as fuck. What a
And
guy.
how about Napoleon?
Napoleon self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted. I mean, yeah.
100%.
He could have just stopped doing what he was doing.
I think it's so fucking funny that there was a Napoleonic War, and they said, "Okay, you're going to Malta." And he said, "Okay." We're all sad. And then he left, and he came back into France, where the new government was, and he said, "I'm back, baby." And then they joined him again, and they had another Napoleonic War. And then they exiled him to a different place, and he came back again.
He should have
and it
just gone
happened
somewhere
again,
else, dude.
And
Like,
then they exiled him somewhere further away, and it
He
didn't
just
happen
loved
again.
France so
like,
much.
yeah, he could have gone anywhere else. Like, he could have just done something different. I don't know, man. Like, Napoleon was pretty self-inflicted.
He invaded Russia in the winter. He did a pretty good job, dude.
Self-inflicted.
He got pretty far.
Not self-inflicted, however, I'm gonna say Oedipus got fucked. Oedipus went through it like crazy.
The rest of Europe was already at war with France. He was saving it. There you go. There you go, dude.
What do we think about Oedipus?
His exile was pretty cushy. Continually. Very odd. Very odd that happened to...
Oedipus got
Pretty
fucked.
quick.
Oedipus suffered more than Ethan Heavy Rain because his whole life was doomed from beginning to end. Poor dude.
I think that's
yeah.
reasonable. I think...
Didn't he like try really hard to not fall to the prophecy, and he did anyway?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he tried pretty hard, I
think-
think.
I think Oedipus goes right next to fucking Ethan. Because I think he is a classical tale to the level of Ethan.
I think Oedipus had it
Heavy Rain.
worse. I think Oedipus had it.
I forgot that.
I think Oedipus had it worse than Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. I think he did.
Did he?
I think that, like, Oedipus... I don't know if Oedipus is S tier. I don't know if
Not
Oedipus
S-tier.
is S
No,
tier.
Oedipus didn't have it worse than fucking Morty, dude.
Oedipus got his... Oedipus, like, fucking doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, he stabbed his eyes out. I bet Morty did that sometimes too. Fucking Purple Guy Jr. has no guts, dude. He got his whole fucking intestinal system ripped out.
I think Oedipus's life sucks. There's, like, his
Gives a
entire
shit.
life is horrible.
Yeah, but does it suck more than Purple Guy?
It doesn't suck more
No.
than Purple
That's
Guy.
why.
not
That's
suck
why I
more.
said
It's
he's
not suck more
above
than
Jesse
Morty.
Pinkman, but I don't think that he's as bad as Michael Afton for Five Nights at Freddy's.
I think that's fair. I'll accept that.
Uh,
Jesse picked.
What about?
Look. Everyone talks about Oedipus fucking his mom. He didn't know.
He didn't know, chat.
Like, that's a-
Chat. He didn't know.
He didn't know.
Didn't know.
He didn't
He
know,
didn't know.
chat.
He didn't know, Chad. He didn't.
What about Orpheus though?
Orpheus is a little fucking loser.
What? Orpheus went through the whole ass fucking underworld. That's sick.
He turned back at the last second,
He-
like an moron.
Did he?
Oh,
Was it him who
thought he
turned
made
back?
it. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
thought he
literally
made
right
it.
at the finish line, he was like, "What if Satan was lying to me?" And then he turned around, like, "Come on, dude."
Is Orpheus self-inflicted then?
I think
Like, he was a wife guy,
Not
and I respect
exactly.
that, but he also should have just, like, not turned back.
I don't
I
think
guess
he counts as
A lot of his,
self-inflicted
I guess
because
a lot of his going through it was the process of actually going, like, through, like, to get shit done. But
Orpheus
he's
sunk
like a
cost
Googling-
fallacy is the funniest thing I've ever read in my entire life.
Yeah. Orpheus is like B tier. Right? Like, I think that's valid, right? Like, Orpheus is like B tier. I don't know if he had it as bad as the Joker, however.
You know, Orpheus looked back because he did not believe that all of these fucking people would make it that easy.
Yeah.
And it simply didn't work.
How about Pinocchio?
I think
Pinocchio went through it, man.
Bullshit. No, Pinocchio's D tier. Pinocchio suffered less than Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, fuck Pinocchio.
Pinocchio totally suffered. What the hell?
I mean, I guess. Did he?
But when he did suffer, he was a little fucking wooden puppet, and he just made problems.
Father! Pinocchio is pretty
like,
self-inflicted.
Wait, no, he did get hung. I forgot about that.
He got, like, executed. He fucking... Well, turning into Donkey was fine. I think that was actually awesome for him.
Famous scene in animation.
I do think he's still D tier.
Is Pinocchio D, or is he self-inflicted?
I mean, it's not... I don't think it's self-inflicted. I think it's just...
I think he's D.
D, okay. I think he has it worse than Hamilton.
Worse than Hamilton, less than Jonesy.
Yeah, not as bad as Jonesy, though. Prometheus is S tier.
Yeah, no question.
Prometheus is S tier. Prometheus is, like, right below Job, I think.
Not only is he S tier, he was a real one.
He was a fucking real one. Prometheus went crazy. Prometheus was awesome.
Prometheus is one of the coolest guys in history.
Yeah, Prometheus fucking
just
went
for
off.
The vibe of someone being like, "Yo, this fire thing is cool," and fire being
S
like
tier
the most
is so
important thing
fucking
in,
funny right now. Job, Prometheus, and the Ice King from fucking Adventure Time. Ice King is above Jesus.
So much for mankind.
Yeah,
and then it's specifically his liver. A buzzard, he gets chained to a mountain, and then a buzzard climbs down and eats his liver until it heals again, and then another buzzard flies down and eats his liver again.
Yeah, it's awful. Prometheus really gets fucked. I think that Job is still slightly higher for me because, like, there are so many layers to Job's going through it experience, but Prometheus went through it for an exceptionally long time. It was just in one way. What about Miss Puff?
Mrs. Puff?
No, Miss.
She like fucking goes through it.
She goes through it so much.
What are you talking about?
Have you even seen SpongeBob?
She leads a perfectly normal life except for the bits with SpongeBob.
Yeah, but those go a long way.
Yeah.
Yep. He like infiltrates like every facet of her life.
She's implied to have been like had an extended on and off prison experience. She regularly says like I can't go back to jail. She's had a rough life. She doesn't have a license.
I'm gonna grab my food.
Yeah, I think Mrs. Puff has actually kind of had a hard one. Her husband is dead. That is true.
Yeah, her husband got fucking turned into it. If Frank Grimes had to deal with Homer for years.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Mrs. Puff goes through it way more as a result of that.
No, I'm not talking about that prison part. In the first one, in the literal first one, dude. In the first time that Mrs. Puff appears, where she gives she gives SpongeBob the license. She does talk about how she can't go back to jail.
I think Mrs. Puff has it worse than Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say it. I think she has it worse than Joan of Arc.
This list is getting out of hand.
No, this is normal. SpongeBob's a bad one.
Mrs. Puff was a child soldier. I think that listen, I think that I don't know. Mrs. Puff went through it for a long time. I'm just saying she's going through it still. To this very day on TV, you can watch her go through it.
They just renewed SpongeBob.
Yeah, she's gonna go through it for so long. What about Quasimodo? In the book, Quasimodo is like...
He does die.
He's like... I'm gonna say if we combine both versions a little bit, he's like an A, right?
I think he's an A no matter what. Yeah. I think no matter what he's
I think he has it worse than Michael Acton.
No! 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 Are you fucking kidding me? Not at all!
Okay, where is he?
No. He hasn't... He probably has it, like, around... I want to say it's similar to Jesse Pinkman.
That's
where he's
valid.
just, like,
I'm gonna put
he
him
kind of
below
has just,
Jesse
like,
Pinkman though.
an extended life of suffering, but
I'm just saying, if you combine the book, if you're like also thinking about like the cartoon, the
no, I'm
book
just thinking
version.
about the book. I'm thinking about the book.
The book version is like horrifying. His life is even worse in the book version.
Yeah, but he doesn't get his fucking guts ripped out and turned into a walking corpse. That's like a completely different thing.
Fine.
It's like a different level.
I'll put Quasimodo below Jesse Pinkman because he goes through less physical harm over the course of his story, mostly.
I think they probably go through a similar level of torture.
It's pretty
Quasimodo.
similar. It's pretty similar. Quasimodo though doesn't have like a baseline to compare it against, which makes it better for him. Like if your whole life is torment, how bad can it be?
I'm a big fan of the statement Quasimodo doesn't get any puss though.
He doesn't.
Like that's a good point.
What about Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph didn't suffer,
Literally-
like, at all.
Literally, why is he on this list? Why did you put him here?
Remember when Wreck-It Ralph had to fight and be turned into a big Wreck-It Ralph? Penelope! Oh, Penelope, I'm suffering, Penelope, I'm going through it!
No, anybody who tries to argue that Wreck-It Ralph, he was raised to believe he's a monster, he's going to a support group. He's getting
Remember
help. He's
in
fine.
Wreck-It Ralph 1 when he gets mad because everyone's eating cake without him in Wreck-It Ralph 1? He was going through it.
Oh my god.
He's literally just
He was
kind of a sad
ostracized
guy.
from people in the game. Then stop wrecking the fucking house, dude. Chill.
I'm
It's
gonna
not-
make
it's not a
I'm gonna
big
make
fucking
a
issue. Just don't
I'm
wreck
gonna
the
make a
building.
new
Fine.
tier for Wreck-It Ralph.
F tier, Ralph tier.
Just chill out, dude. Tier.
Just chill out, dude. Then quit, man. Just fucking have a different job. Change the game.
Yeah, just like stop it, Ralph. Just
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
this shit.
That's what the movie's about. That's what he does.
What
He
about
literally does, dude. He should have done it without all the fucking hassle.
Yeah.
He just decides to up and leave. Like,
If he just fucking did something else instead of fucking leaving the video game, he would have gotten the same exact result.
Yeah, stop wrecking it, man. Just
If
fucking
he just
chill.
stopped fucking wrecking it, go on strike, dude. Just like don't wreck it. It's fine. You don't have to fucking leave. You don't have to try and go get a fucking cartoon medal. If he quits, everyone else dies. That's not even true.
What about Rasputin from history? He kind of went through it.
he did
This
burn
dude feels
alive.
kind of like Homer.
It's kind of like Homer.
Yeah, it's kind of like Homer.
How?
I don't know. He has a beard. He
Homer
takes a lot of
doesn't have a
Homer's
beard.
famous
You
beard.
know the episode where Homer's like in a boxing match, but his brain is so small that he can take a ton of hits?
It's not that
Like, he can
it
punch
wasn't
him in the
that his
face, but he
brain
doesn't
was small.
die.
I think it was that he was like it was like a funny fat joke. I think the whole time.
Yeah, but like Rasputin is like the same thing. Like
What?
you keep like trying to shoot him with your gun, but he just doesn't notice because he's like,
It's too fat.
Yeah, I think
No.
his life was generally pretty chill, but then he had a really
he's
bad death.
Homer-esque.
I think that Rasputin is like.
Rasputin might go right next to Wreck-It Ralph, honestly.
I was gonna just chill out.
Just chill out, dude.
What did
No,
Rasputin
no.
do? I think that Rasputin is like in like the same category as like Giles Corey and Caesar.
Yeah, he's definitely closer to Caesar than Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. I'll put him below Giles Corey.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Because he did go out in a pretty shitty way.
He did go out in a shitty way, but also like it was a long time coming, I think.
That
It's
doesn't
not like Giles Corey where he was like an old farmer man who got killed by being a fucking
that
witch.
doesn't change
He's
that
no
he
Five
went
Nights at
through
Freddy's.
it though. Like this is
Yeah, but it did. He had a huge hog. I mean, that doesn't change anything. If anything, that makes it he went through less.
yeah, because he could have fucked his way through the pain and he didn't.
He was wildly beloved.
Yeah, he did have a good song later.
He had a good song eventually, but he didn't live to see it, and that really makes it fucking unfortunate for him.
I'm gonna go get some water. Rank Ray Skywalker.
I don't.
Just
We
chill,
literally
dude.
need you for this one.
Just chill, dude. Just chill out.
Name one character who has suffered more. I'll wait. I'll wait.
I think Ray as a character in media went through a lot of plot contrivances, and that sucks.
I think that she's like above Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
she could have just stopped. Like just like kind of be normal. Like stop it. But I can't. Despite that, I can't name one character. It's like kind of bad, but I don't know.
Her parents abandoned her, arguably.
I think she goes around like Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
She goes. Because here's the thing: she goes under Luke, and it's not self-inflicted.
She's like a little bit worse off than Frank Grimes. Now, I need everyone to do me a favor. I need to be right back really quickly to get water. Please talk about Romeo and Juliet for me. Really fast. I'll be right back in a second.
I asked this. Who suffered more, Romeo or Juliet?
Juliet.
Juliet, yeah.
Easy.
I think it's Juliet, and it's not my question.
Yep.
Romeo just offed himself because he forgot the plan or whatever.
No, he wasn't.
No, Romeo didn't
never
know.
He didn't know. Romeo didn't know, and he killed himself because he never got the message.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Romeo was. They were both stupid. They were literally both stupid. That's the plot of it. They're like, Romeo's dumbass killed himself. He didn't fucking know, dude. He literally didn't know.
In the RuneScape version, Romeo gets...
The RuneScape version?
Yeah. Romeo gets distracted by Juliet's sister and marries her instead.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Can you elaborate on RuneScape, Romeo and Juliet?
There's a RuneScape.
Bro, he was fucking 16. He wasn't a grown-ass adult. What are you talking about?
They were teens. They were literally teens.
They were 16 and 13.
You get 5 quest points for doing that quest. It's crazy.
Does RuneScape have the other works of Shakespeare?
No, that's the only work of... It does have the Knights of the Round. That's pretty cool.
Oh boy.
No, that's the literal point of it. They're both dumb. Whoa, Qweave is... Oh my god.
Small!
Ah,
Tiny.
hello? I was small for a second, but now I'm better. Did we figure out what to do with Romeo and Juliet?
No, we agreed that Juliet suffered more, though.
Okay.
By coincidence.
But where do we put him?
I think they go next to John Henry.
I'm gonna say below John Henry.
They had that metaphorical dying suffering. As a unit, I think I would put them above, but each individually was less.
I'm mostly thinking about, like, whatever one suffered the most is what we're going off of.
Yeah.
Not, like, combining the suffering, because that's unfair.
Yeah, exactly.
Rudolph is, like, Rudolph is interesting. No.
But also, they get a success.
Yeah, I think that Rudolph is, like, advanced Charlie Brown early in life, but has, like, a good ending, so it's actually Rudolph is better off than Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Rudolph just got bullied as a kid, and that's it.
Rudolph eventually was recognized because they could make money.
Them above Ray for some
Yeah,
reason.
they're above Ray still, but I do think Rudolph is like Charlie Brown adjacent, right?
Yeah, I agree.
What about Scorpion?
Rudolph suffered more than Julius Caesar.
Yeah, absolutely. And Julius Caesar got to play all the reindeer games he wanted, so I don't know, man.
Is it really a good ending, though? It was like Santa decided he was useful for this one thing.
It's still fine. You know, he's fine. He has friends
that's
now.
Perfectly fine, dude.
What about
Like,
Scorpion
legitimately.
for Mortal Kombat? Scorpion has suffered a lot. Scorpion got fucked a lot.
I see a lot of hot takes about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer there. Like, the moral of the story is that if you have an ability, it will be exploited by the controlling class. And I'm like, bro, his fucking nose blew up. It's
Scorpion
fine.
is like high A, low S. I think Scorpion is
It's
probably
fine,
in
dude.
A somewhere, right? Like, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I think
Scorpion's like family's dead,
his family.
clan
He's right next to
dead.
William Afton.
He spent a long time being like he
Purple
is also
He's
like an
literally, like,
undead
purple
dude,
guy.
and
He's
he
very
was
literally just
and
like
he
Purple
was
Guy.
forced to be like a spirit of vengeance that he didn't really want to be for a really long time. It was just killing people without wanting to kill people necessarily.
The moral of the story of Rudolph is that
I
if you're
think-
bullied, it means you're cool.
Yeah, that's true.
it
I
just
think
means
that Scorpion
You
is
shouldn't
one
let
of
people tell you what you can't do.
I think that Scorpion is one of those characters that's like, I think being like brainwashed basically into doing a bunch of shit you don't want to do is pretty bad.
I might put him above Purple Guy.
Yeah, I think he's like right next to
I think he
Asriel.
gets the best. Yeah,
Pretty similar
I agree.
I
characters.
hate how Asriel is there.
I get it. No, it makes sense.
What about Shadow the Hedgie?
I like that you said hedgy.
What about Shadow the Hedgie?
Shadow
the Hedgehog started inversely to a lot of people on this list. Started off really bad and got way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His life was hell, and then he died, and then he came back.
And then he kind of like Jesus. So he probably should be right next to Jesus.
What the fuck do you mean he became a Fed? What? In his
What are you
video game,
talking
you
about?
shoot the police.
Wait, are we talking about Shadow?
And like,
Yeah.
everyone's obsessed with characters being cops. I think it's time to chill
I
out.
don't fucking get it.
I don't
I
think
think
he's
that's
a
the
gun
stupidest
agent
shit
at
in the
any
world.
point.
When is he? Yeah, when is he a gun agent?
Like, he protects the president that one time, I guess.
I think
Or
Shadow.
kills the president.
I
depending
think
on his
Shadow
option.
has not suffered as much as Frodo.
Rouge is not even a Fed. Rouge is a double agent.
That is true. Rouge does whatever she wants.
Rouge was the one who broke into Mar-a-Lago
So
last week.
Shadow, yeah, she was leading that. She was actually there to steal all of Donald Trump's gems, though. Classic Rouge. I'm gonna say
Yeah, I don't
Shadow
know.
is above Miss Puff.
I don't know how much I want to delve into the Black Doom shit.
Yeah, I don't fucking care, dude. I'm just gonna say Shadow's above Miss Puff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that makes
this
sense.
is reasonable.
Like, I think
Like,
that's
a fair
reasonable.
spot to put him.
She's pretty happy now.
Shadow
being-
suffered more than Orpheus.
Yeah, Shadow like just plays at the Olympic Games and shit now though. Like he's fine. You know who doesn't play at the Olympic Games is Shinji Ikari from Evangelion.
Oh my god.
I think it would be
Oh
cool
my
if he was at the
God.
Olympic Games, though.
Oh Christ, Shinji.
Shinji's pretty high, right?
I don't know
Yeah,
anything about
Pretty
Shinji.
fucking high.
I feel like there's no
I-
world.
I
where
gotta
Shinji's
say
ever
S.
more-
Shinji's
there's no
probably
way.
S. I'm gonna say Shinji's below Prometheus, but above Ice King.
Yep.
She
Yeah.
probably doesn't
Can you
know what
explain
he
to me
is.
why? Because I'm very curious.
Well, Evangelion spoilers, which I do care about for people who like have a passing interest in Evangelion.
I've seen the fucking Mega 64.
Oh yeah, so you're good.
Like I know what it's about, but I'm like, I don't see much suffering in there. Yeah,
In the Mega
Oh my
64 video.
yeah. In like a general sense, not really.
Okay,
I don't
that's
think
I
that's
know. Steely
good
remembered it
idea.
perfectly. Imagine Turbo Charlie Brown. That's what Shinji is. It's like Charlie Brown times 1,000. That's what Shinji is. Like,
Yeah,
exactly.
I get he's
Imagine-
depressed and everybody
ima-
hates him.
Imagine
I-
a character
I get everybody
where
hates
like
him when he's
every
depressed.
single thing in his life is like the football.
I get that he's depressed, everyone hates him, and then he gets forced to fight a big robot, and there's some weird like fucking backstory shit with it. I get that, but I don't know how
Listen,
much that
The
means
the
to me.
last arc of Evangelion moves into a place where the robots like don't matter anymore, and it's like fucking insane. And it gets worse. It gets so much worse.
It's hard to just like summarize like why
Yeah.
Shinji is S tier, but he's like S tier. He's
Asuka
like
once-
is Lucy.
as miserable as a person can possibly be, pretty much.
I thought he had a big realization arc where he isn't miserable anymore, and that was the whole reason the fucking first.
He's
season
not
ended.
like not miserable anymore. He like makes the choice to not die.
yeah,
That's it.
it's complicated. It's not a happy ending.
It's like a bittersweet ending in a way. I think that's how it ends in like a kind of bittersweet way where it's like
Imagine
bad.
being a tool for your
It's
dad.
pretty
Look,
much
Morty is right there.
yeah.
Dude.
Morty's right there.
Forget the dad shit. The dad shit is not even like in the realm of what happens to Shinji anymore.
Yeah, it's ascended shit. It's like if you gave Charlie Brown the ability to decide who lives and who dies.
The
And-
only thing I know about Evangelion is that I compared the robot goo shit to Gooigi one time, and someone said that was apt.
That's really funny.
Yeah, Shinji's been through it though. Anyone
Okay,
who has
you can
seen the
explain this to me
show,
later. I don't buy it. I don't
everyone
buy it at
who's seen Evangelion knows that Shinji like
Yeah.
belongs around here probably.
all. I just don't understand. You can explain it to me.
You have to-
after the stream.
I genuinely think you don't get it until you watch it.
Yeah, you have to just watch
I
it
don't
sometime. We'll just watch it. I'll watch it
told
with
me
you.
not to.
You've said this multiple times, and that's not true. I've corrected you a few times. What I said is I don't know if you'd like it or not. I feel like you. I feel like you wouldn't.
Ask you, should I watch Evangelion? And he said probably not.
I said probably not because I don't think you'd like it, but also you might. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's worth watching. I'd watch it with you.
You probably are right that I would not like it.
And you also like always bring up stuff that I said like 5 years ago as evidence against me. And it's like, yeah, like I said that 5 years ago. I also fucking thought stupid shit 5 years ago.
I'm not gonna get forced to watch an anime. It's really hard. I
Solid
forgot that
Snake.
It's an anime.
Solid Snake though. Also terrible life. Pretty terrible life for this guy.
A bad one.
Yeah, his life sucks. I think Solid Snake's like
He's not S. He's not S.
He's A tier. I do think he's A tier. I think that Solid Snake
Quasimodo
is right below Oedipus. I'm gonna say he's below Oedipus. I don't think that he got as fucked as Oedipus, but he's pretty fucking bad.
Snake Had a Hard Life is literally the ending of the game.
Yeah.
Like the line that they say.
Snake Had a Hard Life is the summary of his entire character. That's his whole deal. His life is hard.
He does age so fast that at the age of 35, he's a gray old man and dies.
Yeah. That sucks. I hate that. I think that, if you fucking had a dartboard and you threw it and it was just like a bunch of Metal Gear Solid characters, I guarantee you most of them would be an A tier somewhere.
Yeah, I know we had a discussion about which Snake that this would be.
Yeah, and we settled on I think Solid Snake did get it the worst ultimately, but like every fucking character in that entire franchise is just completely
I don't
fucked.
think he even gets a bittersweet ending. I think that Big Boss gets a bittersweet ending, and Snake just happens to be there.
Yeah,
just from what I've heard, Snake's life is just fully miserable.
Yeah, it's just miserable. Nothing happens that's good at all.
He does become like an Alaskan dog musher for a little bit.
But
he has a fun time with his 12 huskies.
But now that we're done with Solid Snake, how about Socrates? From history.
I think
Socrates' life was awesome.
I think Socrates was self-inflicted and not that bad.
Put him right next to Rasputin.
Socrates is like the smart Mozart.
Yeah.
Like, there's a similar vibe.
It's like that smart. He was a philosopher at the time where philosophy was literally just like telling people like fake shit.
Dude, I would have been a great philosopher. If I lived in ancient Greek times, I would have been a badass philosopher. I would have just said whatever.
He got poisoned, but also
actually no. I like Socrates being in Just Chill Out, dude. Tier.
I'll accept it. Bring it around. He did get
He was the first poster. The first ever poster. Socrates.
He got sentenced to death to drink hemlock and die by the government, and all of his friends came to break him out, and he said, "Nah."
No, I want to post.
Nah.
I'm not gonna leave. I want to post more.
He specifically said that when I die, you're gonna make so many people so pissed off. So just do it anyways. It's fine.
What an absolute freak!
So cool.
Never loved Socrates.
What about Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear?
Soul Bad Guy. He's had a rough one. He's had a rough go.
I don't know. I heard he's pretty high tier. How bad could he be?
That's
he's
true.
Like...
I don't think Soul is.
S. He's not S.
I don't think he's S tier. Oh my god!
Is
someone posted a paragraph. Hold on.
We have to balance out what happened to him with the fact that it's fucking Guilty Gear, and the weirdest shit happens in Guilty Gear. So it's
he has
paper that's bad, but also like it's Guilty.
He has the immortal and everyone he knows is dead problem. And also his wife turned into a Gundam and he had to kill her, and also it blew up all of Japan.
I'm just gonna say, if being immortal and everyone you know is dead makes you high tier, then if I put like Skips from regular show in this, he'd be like S tier.
That's true though. That's just true.
Like, I wouldn't even argue with that.
Yeah, he's been through it, man.
It doesn't make you S to be immortal, but it puts you up there.
It puts you up there. It does give you a boost. I think that Soul Bad Guy could be like I can understand A tier.
Mm-hmm.
I can get A
You know,
tier.
I think bottom of
guess.
A. I think very bottom of A.
I think it can be A tier. I don't think he's been through as much as Disco Elysium protagonist.
I think his life isn't as rough as Ethan.
Yeah, I think
Like,
he's.
I
I
was
think
having
he
a
could have had it
question.
worse. Oh my god. I
I
can't
I
even.
think
You,
so,
you,
like-
Foofy. The fucking message you left was so long, and the French accent that my Texas speech had, like I couldn't understand it. I was trying so hard. Frodo is not S tier though. I don't think Frodo's F. I don't think Frodo's S tier. Foofy said
Yeah, no,
Frodo's S tier.
definitely
I don't
not.
think so. I think
Definitely
Frodo could have had it
question.
worse. Spider-Man.
Why is Spider-Man?
Spider-Man's been through it, man. Spider-Man's been through it.
Which Spider-Man? Which Spider-Man?
Like Peter Parker.
No, which fucking Peter Parker?
I don't know.
Let's go with,
Like,
let's take,
all of
Sam
them.
The
Raimi's
Amazing Spider-Man, the
Spider-Man.
I
comic
would-
book Spider-Man,
Just like
Spider-Man?
comic book Spider-Man.
Miles
Just
Morales
like
Spider-Man?
comic book. I
Which
said
comic
Peter
book
Parker,
Spider-Man?
bitch. I didn't say
Spider-Man.
Miles Morales.
The Scarlet Spider. The
Okay.
Peter Parker that
You're
was the
gonna
clone?
be useless, so I'm just gonna do it myself.
I'm asking which. I'm just asking for clarification here. There's a lot of different things.
Just like classic comic book Spider-Man. What do you want from me?
Classic comic book Spider-Man becomes like 8 different characters.
I said Peter Parker
It-
several times.
They're all Peter Parker.
They're all Peter Parker. That's true. It's fucking silly comic book shit. Like if we take his life before the split, then it's like he like serves pizzas.
I think Spider-Man's
That was
life was
better.
awesome.
I think the
Spider-Man-
superior Spider-Man is really scary.
Spider-Man's parents were like FBI agents who died in a plane crash, and then he had to live with his aunt and uncle. And his uncle gets shot, and he's all sad about it and shit. That sucks. And then then the symbiote makes him evil, and he like fucking
And then-
does some fucked up shit. That shit sucks
And then
for him.
Dr. Octopus makes a machine that
And
can
then
transfer
Dr.
his dying
Octopus
consciousness into his brain.
switches bodies with him and
To the
uses
point
his
that it
body to
erases
like.
Peter's consciousness,
Yeah.
but Peter Parker's soul is still in there, and he has an innate desire to do good, even though he's Dr. Octopus in Peter Parker's body.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man has been through it. I think Spider-Man has been through it. He thought
You
he
know
was a
what's crazy?
clone for a while.
You know what's fucking crazy? Superior Spider-Man ended up actually being good. Isn't that fucked?
On the list.
Isn't that completely fucked?
Spider-Man like killed Mary Jane in one thing because she got a blood transfusion from him, and his blood's radioactive spider blood. She like just
Remember when-
dies. She gets like
Spider-Man-
sick.
Remember when Peter Parker got like he died and he had to put himself in a cocoon where the spider god that controls all of the Peter Parkers and alternate timelines transformed him into a spider.
what?
Yeah, he had
And
like
then he went to
6
Mary Jane,
human
he was like,
arms.
Mary Jane, I'm a real spider now. And she's like, ah!
She hated
ah!
it. She
and
hated
he
that he
got
was
so-
a spider.
And Peter Parker's spider was so fucking mad that Mary Jane hated him that he was going to kill her and Aunt May, but then he managed to fight it off. So instead of trying to get Mary Jane to convert her into a spider wife, he went to Gwen Stacy's grave and dug her up and put her in a cocoon with him, and then she came out as another spider. And they both were spider people that crawled around and wandered through New York City.
This
I
is
think
the
we should
definition
exclude
of going
Marvel
through it.
characters from these lists. In
I
the
think
future.
Spider-Man's been through it. I think Spider-Man's
he's
been through it. I think
Now it's put to
Spider-Man.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I think that he's like right below Charlie Brown. I think Spider-Man's been through it. I think he's been through it more than Harry Potter.
I need to find that. I need to find the name of this comic so people don't think I'm making shit up.
More than Harry Potter.
Definitely. I think he's been through it more than
Harry
Harry
Potter's
Potter.
parents died and he was locked in a little closet for
Spider-Man's parents died.
Spider-Man apparently turned into a spider and
He
went
also
insane,
did whatever
so-
the fuck Boo was talking about there. I don't know what that was.
happened.
Spider-Man, honestly, realistically, probably is like above Ethan. He's like been through some fucked up shit, but it also is hard
Oh,
to
we're
gauge.
really boosting Spider-Man here.
The thing is it's hard to gauge because Spider-Man, like all fucking comic book shit is like there are like a million different like things, and you don't know what to take seriously. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's too many Spider-Men to keep track of.
yeah, I'm saying like if you average it all out, I'm gonna say like high B tier.
He has a ride at Disneyland. How bad?
He does
can
have
it
a
be?
ride at Disneyland, and the little Spider-Man animatronic flung off and hit a wall. So that shit sucks for him too, actually. What about Squidward?
Listen, hot take, kind of self-inflicted.
I agree. He could just be happy.
Like he's such a bitch.
Squidward sucks.
Everyone's always like defending
It's like-
Squidward because like SpongeBob terrorizes him, but like not really.
It's the equivalent of thinking your life is miserable because your neighbor has a kid that's really annoying.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think Squidward is just chill out dude tier, actually.
No, but he's actually SpongeBob's guardian. Don't forget.
Yeah, you're right. He is SpongeBob's guardian. He helps keep SpongeBob safe from evil people. I think Squidward is in just chill out dude tier. I don't think he's
Below Socrates.
Yeah, I don't think he suffers enough to be in totally self-inflicted zone, because totally self-inflicted is people who suffer a lot
Okay.
still. But he
Here's
needs to chill out.
Here's a panel of Spider-Man the Other. Here's a panel page. Just so
Hero
nobody
made
thinks I'm
Derry the
making it up.
dreamscape for a long time. What is this?
He's dying, so he makes a cocoon for himself with the Venom symbiote, and the Venom symbiote comes in and possesses him and fuses with him to keep him alive,
This is stupid.
and he ends up looking like this.
Oh my god.
And he's like a real spider person.
I can't get behind comic books.
That looks bad.
No, he looks awesome. What about this one? Do you like how he looks here? I think this is sick.
I thought you were talking about like the 6 human arms version of Spider-Man.
No, not that one. I'm talking about a different one. I'm talking about Spider-Man the Other, Evolve or Die.
Okay. We're getting sidetracked here. We have to get back on track. Steven Universe.
He's been through it.
He had an whole episode about it.
He had a whole fucking sequel series about it.
Yeah, Steven Universe has been through
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, he went through it because like what? He lost his mom, and then like fast forward a bunch, he like overworked himself, kind of. That's it.
I think
Steven
that's an
had a hard life.
oversimplification. I think
He
Steven
did
Universe
see-
did have a hard life.
Fucked up like Silent Hill monsters.
I think Steven Universe is right above Spider-Man.
Really? I don't think Steven Universe suffered as much as Spider-Man. I think Steven Universe hasn't suffered. I think he's suffered more than Shadow the Hedgehog.
I think he suffered more than Harry Potter.
You
Him and Harry
really?
Potter are like similar. Yeah.
Oh, that's true too. Whenever this like pretended to be his mom.
That's weird to do. That's just like mean though. I don't think he suffered worse than Frodo. Steven Universe
he has
doesn't.
not-
Steven Universe doesn't
like
kill himself at the end of his series, so he didn't suffer
watched
as badly as
himself die.
Frodo.
the
He
important
watched
thing
like
that's worth
15 of
noting-
himself die.
Yeah,
what
so
I'm
is Morty.
When I'm comparing to like fucking Frodo and Spider-Man and the anime boys and shit, it's like Steven Universe goes through all the traditional like anime main hero character shit, but in the world it's treated as though it's weird that he's going through those things and he's like reacting to it thus so, if that makes sense.
He also has to be friends with Onion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Raise
that's
him, raise
the
him
worst
up,
part
raise
of
him
it.
Yeah,
all.
he's
Raise
above
him up.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
He's above Spider-Man
yeah.
because he has to be friends with Onion, the worst character of all time.
He's still a Spider-Man, dude.
And the Three Stooges are S tier.
Yeah, yeah.
They are
Easily,
nothing
easily.
but suffering.
That's
Can
obvious.
you play the times that the Three Stooges got hurt?
No,
for
I
real?
can't.
Why?
That's
It's
like-
it would sell
The
people.
pen
I
is.
don't
hate
know
the
what.
pen
I
so-
don't. I honestly just don't want to play that on my stream.
In case anyone wants to know why they're S tier, look up times the Stooges got hurt for real on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a good video. What about Timmy
They're like
Turner?
meta. Timmy Turner, just fucking chill out, dude.
Timmy
It's
Turner
still
can
a dude.
eat shit.
But he was an
Every
average
single
kid. His
person-
babysitter's mean.
Every single
Like, get
person
over it.
on this list deserves the Fairly Odd Parents more than Timmy Turner.
So he's at the very bottom. I'm gonna make a new.
Very
Yeah.
bottom.
Hold on, I'm making a tier 4 Timmy Turner.
He's mean? Yeah, that's what's crazy, is that he's mean.
Yeah, he's a little asshole. He
He's-
can wish for anything, and he just decides to be evil like all the time.
He's in
he
shit
can
tier.
wish for things.
He gets to be in shit tier. This is where Timmy Turner fucking belongs. Piece of shit. How about Tom? Is Tom just next to Wile E. Coyote, or is he self-inflicted?
Yeah, I
No,
think
it's
it's
not self-inflicted. He's definitely not self-inflicted.
I guess
Because
he's
a lot of
driven by
times
instinct.
actively like harasses
Jerry
Tom.
also explicitly antagonizes him.
That is true.
Yeah,
Jerry.
above Wile E. Coyote. I think.
I would put Tom next to the Joker.
What? There.
Oh shit!
You know what? That's fair. I think that the Joker probably had it
something
worse.
about that
but
feels right for me. Yeah, I agree, but like something about Tom next to Joker feels right.
Tom does get these little moments of light in his life.
Yeah.
Sometimes at least, so it's not all dark, but I think that like Wile E. Coyote is lower because Wile E. Coyote is never like attacked by the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
It's always
Remember
him
when-
who initiates.
Remember when Tom smoked that cigar really sexily?
Oh dude, he was so fucking hot when he did that. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I'm always
Remember-
checking off when I'm watching Tom and Jerry.
Remember the
Yeah.
episode of Tom and Jerry that ends with like Tom going outside and sitting on the train tracks to die?
Yeah.
He's had
Tom's
a
had some real ups and downs, huh?
He's had a. Remember the one where Tom did die and he got to heaven and they said he didn't deserve to be there and they flipped the stairs down so he'd go to hell?
I think that's sick.
I like that you made the shit tier Timmy pink.
I have to fix some of these colors. They're like wrong.
And Jerry joins him? Yeah.
Okay. The Giving Tree from the Giving Tree.
Yeah, the game got fucked, man.
Giving Tree
I don't
went
think
through
the
it.
Giving Tree suffered. The
I don't
Giving
think-
Tree.
Yeah, it loved every
Yeah.
minute.
No, it literally suffered. Just because someone is presenting that they have the willingness to support you, it doesn't mean that they're not suffering on their own. That's the whole point of it.
Even
Sure.
after the kid came back, when he was an
When
old
you-
man, is still like, oh, what's done
I
me?
don't think it's right to call it self-inflicted.
It's not
fully
self-
sufferized and loving it. The
It's
tree
like,
does die.
If you ask for everything from everyone, it will eventually lead to them. What's the word? Not corrupting. Not
Exploding.
No. The opposite. It like collapsing, like imploding
Okay.
to the point where it's self-destructive. It's self-destructive, and you have to cut yourself off because if a person's like that, they're gonna keep giving.
Giving Tree was suffer pilled.
Giving Tree couldn't say no.
I do think you're also right. The Giving Tree did not meet the Rock, which means they are more bad off than Jonesy. I think the Giving Tree is like at least in C tier somewhere. I think the Giving Tree.
Above Charlie Brown.
I think the Giving Tree suffered
Less than Cheryl Graham, but
more than Ray.
yeah.
Definitely went through it more than Ray. The story
Oh, we
does.
forgot to put that on here. If you give a mouse a cookie, the guy who gave a mouse a cookie.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
guy who gave the
shit.
mouse a cookie is in like S tier. They didn't know, chat. How about Future Trunks from Dragon Ball?
I
He
don't
had
know.
a rough one.
He
Future
got
Trunks
pretty
had
fucked.
a really bad one.
Future Trunks got pretty fucked.
Future Trunks is such a cool fucking character.
Future Trunks' world was like destroyed, and like
Yeah.
everybody is dead. That's pretty bad usually. Like having
He
a
did come back to time, and I don't think he exists anymore. But now there's a different Future Trunks.
no, he's still there. He's in Dragon Ball Super.
No, that's a different Future Trunks.
Who cares? Same thing.
No, because the old Future Trunks was the world where the androids survived and Goku was dead, and thus the androids decimated everything because they don't care about humanity. They just want to have fun.
Yeah, he comes
And
from like the
Current Future Trunks is from the world where Zamatsu returned back in time and transferred into Goku's body and used Goku's power to kill all of Goku's family and take over the world, which is its own bad future. But because he's not killing everybody, Goku Black is just like there's an active resistance against him.
But Future Trunks.
It's not the same Future Trunks, dude.
Future Trunks is like a guy who's always dealing with his world getting destroyed, and that shit sucks. I think that's like.
There's a lot of people saying they're the same Trunks.
Yeah, but it's not the same Trunks. Just logistically, that can't.
I
be the
think
same
that
Trunks.
he suffered at more than Soul Bad Guy, but not as
It's
much.
lit-
But
literally-
not as much as the Disco Elysium protagonist.
He saved his world, and then Zamatsu happened later. Dude, him saving his world literally prevents him from going back in time. That's the whole fucking plot of it. Of course, it's the same Trunks, but it's different.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I think it's just an oversight.
No,
I don't
no,
I don't want to listen to Dragon Ball arguing. I just want to put Future Trunks somewhere on the list.
Here's the thing: you're assuming that I'm wrong because the writer told you so. I'm assuming I'm right because of logic, and logic wins. Facts don't
Okay.
care about your fucking feelings.
Oh
So
my god.
Shit what Toriyama said. I'm right. It's a different.
I'm
Trunks.
gonna say Future Trunks is in like low A tier is fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
How about the Ugly Duckling? Our three remaining entries are pretty good.
Ugly duckling, and you just chill, dude, just to be mean to him.
No, I think
mean to the ugly duckling.
the Ugly
Yeah, 'cause that's
Duckling.
hot.
No, here's my thing. The Ugly Duckling is in the Charlie Brown Gauntlet. I think that the Ugly Duckling
true.
is the best off one.
You're something right. The ugly duckling is every cool 20-something now. The fuck you talking about, dude?
Yeah, what does that mean?
No, wait. Every cool 20-something thinks they're the ugly duckling. The entire 20-something category is fucking ugly ducklings thinking they're swans, dude. They're
What?
getting there. They ain't there yet. They're getting there.
I think that the Ugly Duckling is in that suffered as a child category, but we also know that the Ugly Duckling gets swag, and ducks turn into, like, swans or whatever pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So they didn't suffer for that long. Rudolph dealt
Can
with
you get a swag
torment for a
tier?
lot longer. I don't think we can get a swag tier. We only have 2 more guys left. The Salem Witches, just all of them. All of the Salem
Pretty bad.
Witches. Pretty bad.
Fucking bad.
Worse than Giles Corey, the other witch on this list. I think, right? Like, there were a lot of them, and they got pretty fucked over. Suffered more than Frodo. That might be fair. I think the Salem Witches suffered, like...
Yeah, they were probably by and large quite young. So.
Yeah, probably, like, A tier. Like, they gotta be A tier. The Salem Witches got fucked over. They went through it. They went through it like crazy. Yeah, I would hate living in the 1800s and suddenly I'm tortured. That would bum me out. I'd be unhappy. I'd be like,
I'd be okay
fuck,
with it.
man. I'm glad this isn't as bad as what Soul Bad Guy went through, but I still don't like it. That's probably what I'd say.
I would get over it because I knew Job had it worse.
And my last one is the 2008 Detroit Lions.
This one,
Pretty bad.
it's pretty bad.
Pretty
dude.
bad. The 2008 Detroit Lions, they went through it, dude.
They went 0-16.
That's pretty bad.
Guts
They
was
did-
left out because that's too easy. That's not even a discussion.
Guts is
Like,
too easy, and no one here has, like, read all of Berserk.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
think...
it's rough.
Also, I think that the 2008 Detroit Lions suffered more than Guts.
Like, legitimately?
I
Like,
think...
no fucking joke, dude.
Yeah, 2008 Lions is like S tier, I think. Can you imagine the misery that you would experience playing
How much
16?
all those Imagine being... You're 0-15, right? You're like, let's say you're 0-13 or whatever. You're 0-10, even.
Yeah.
And you have to fucking play, and you have to put all your guys out and put your body on the line, and you're getting paid like $1 million, and every single person in the stadium is booing at you.
All you can do
Every
is
single person in
lose.
the city hates you. Literally, all you can do is lose.
Yeah. I think 2008 Detroit Lions is... I'm moving the Three Stooges I was joking about.
I
The
want
Three,
you to imagine.
the
I
Three
want you to
Stooges...
imagine-
By the way, I'm gonna quickly move the Three Stooges
Yeah,
to,
that's fine.
like, next to Wile E. Coyote. I'm gonna put them
The
below...
Three Stooges are self-inflicted.
Yeah, they're
they do it all to
self-inflicted.
themselves.
They do it,
I
okay.
I need you to imagine, like, that feeling of sometimes you do, like, a stream, and you're like, oh, that wasn't, like, that funny.
Yeah.
I didn't get, like, the vibe I wanted.
It's
from
like that, but that's your whole life.
Imagine the pressure of next year you will lose $40 million in terms of, like, employment. Every single person in your regional area is watching and hating you. And then you do it for 16 straight weeks at the end of the year.
The 2008 Detroit Lions are
Oh,
what Charlie
God.
Brown would be like if he was grown up. The football
Oh,
did get
God,
taken
dude,
away from
it's
them.
Bad. It's
They,
bad.
they
dude.
did take the
2017
football
Browns are
away
bad, too.
from the Detroit Lions. I think they're S tier. I think it'd be horrible. I think they went through it way more than Jesus.
This has been a phenomenal stream for quotes.
I think this is good. I'm happy with this as our final tier
We're
list.
solid. Any revisions? Any like reevaluations?
I think I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I think
I almost want to move Ice King down.
Yeah, I was not super on board with him being an S.
I'm on board with Ice King, but The lineup of Job, Prometheus, Shinji, 08, Detroit Lions
I think
is like
I'm gonna
perfect.
put Ice King right above Morty.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
okay.
I think that's a little bit more reasonable. Thank you for the 100 bits, Matt.
Wait, I think it should be above the Dark Souls.
I don't. They're about the same. I think that could be either or.
Dark Souls people lose their mind in a similar way, but they lose it even more. That's my mindset.
I think that's a fair mindset.
Yep.
Like I think
still
the Ice King could be a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, Ice King is like a Dark Souls boss, but
You
like
can
a little
slide
bit
him right in there.
cartoonified.
Yeah. Go on, Sid.
The Baudelaire orphan suffering more than Jesus is very funny.
It's true.
No.
I think
Yep.
it's true. Anakin is just a Jesus character. I think him being that high just makes sense. If you've watched the prequels,
I do think that Jesus should be higher than Anakin Skywalker.
fine. Jesus can
Right
be
next-
higher than
It's
Anakin
fine, it's fine.
Skywalker.
I think right next to each other is fine.
No, I think this is pretty much perfect. I really don't
You think
have
most of
any.
these characters suffer more than Jesus. You don't fucking get it.
All the additional tiers are perfect.
Yeah. I like Timmy Turner having just
Shit tier.
shit tier for Timmy Turner. Yeah, I think this is perfect. I think I'm ready to post this one on Twitter.
Yeah, we're good. We're fucking good, man.
We're taking Jesus at the saying that he was in fact a real life person, and that stuff actually happened to him. I think, which puts him up a few points.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Did Shadow not suffer more than Harry Potter? Not really.
Wait, I'm gonna post this on Twitter really fast, and
They
I'll
shot
put-
some girl he didn't even fucking know. Like, it's not that much for Shadow. He had a bad time. Shadow's just unhappy.
For Shadow, we're mostly ignoring the events of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, you have to.
okay, let me see. I'm gonna post this with a tier list of how much shit these respective dudes have been through. Let me see. Posting this bad boy. Firing and forgetting. Let me find where I put this, where I saved this. Okay. It has been posted. It's also does I'll post this. Anyone can be a dude. Ray's just one of the guys, you know. Ray's just one of the guys. If you want to fill out this tier list, here's the link
Yeah,
to my
please do.
tweet, which also has a link.
If every
to...
one of you fills out this tier list, then
we could
can
get a
check
community
the-
rank.
Yeah,
We could get a community rank and find out what the true answer is. What the
I
true
do want to
public
know what
answer
the true answer is. I want to know what the general takeaway is as to who's suffered the most in fictional and real history. I'm good though. I think this is a good stopping point. This
is.
fucking
Yeah, no, this is perfect.
this one tier list took a long ass time to fill out.
My God.
I can't believe this has been a 3-hour stream already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did 2 tier lists. I had several prepped, but I can save them for next time. One day, people keep asking me, one day I will do the Tumblr Sexy Man tier list, but that day is not today. It's not happening today. Oh shit, I moved Socrates by accident. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm gonna go to post stream screen. Whoa! Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm at
Oh my
the
God.
fire
Oh my
now.
God. This is
Oh,
fucked
this
up.
is-
This is fucked up.
Oh,
Oh,
Just
Christ.
sad.
well, this is lovely.
Yeah.
I'm not alone at the fire anymore.
Oh, finally. I hope that there's not a different me somewhere behind me.
No, I don't think so.
I
Talking
guess
at the
that's
same
good. I
time.
hope there's not an Undertale version of me behind me. So, quick plugs. Let's do some
Disaster.
quick plugs and then end stream. I'll probably raid somebody. Discord. There is a Discord. If you want to keep up with these streams or suggest stuff for us to stream, join the Discord. It's sick. It's badass. It owns. Goes off. There is also a YouTube, which contains edited VODs, edited by Floofy, who is generally here some good stuff has gone up there pretty recently. I think our playthrough of Disney Party and shit, which is a nightmare, and also our like 3 party game extravaganza. Those both went up recently. This Thursday, we are, I think, going to be finishing our 4-player Undertale playthrough with all of us. If you want to catch up on that, the VODs for part 1 and 2 of that stream are already up on the YouTube I just linked. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be sick. But that's pretty much it. That's really all that's up right now. I think we're in a good place currently. I'm excited to finish Undertale. Gonna be kind of sick.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, if you don't
Hell
show
yeah.
up to the Undertale finale, I'm also going to have to ban you. So there is that, unfortunately. Keep
I
that
think
in
that's
mind.
fair.
Keep that in mind. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna roll credits and call it. I feel good. Thank you for watching us rank people based on their suffering levels. I hope that everyone has to fill out that fucking tier list so they can get a community rank, though. I would love to have a community rank available for that. I'm genuinely curious about what people's takes are on that.
It'd be
So,
very funny.
it'd be
see.
very funny. I want to see
don't-
like how high the Three Stooges can get. Yeah, I'm gonna roll credits. Thanks for coming out. See you on Thursday. I also have a Twitter. I also have a Twitter. I'm just gonna link these all again one more time. Just like throw these at you. All right, bye. See you.
See ya.
Bye.